We are live here for the Cincinnati Bengals to take on the Detroit Lions in a game where I don't know if y'all were watching Mikey's stream, but I was definitely commenting in there and talking about my opinions about how excited I am for if the Saints can win a game, maybe the Bengals can win a game without Joe Burrow. And I'm not super confident about that, as you can see my predicted scoreline here of 35-13 in favor of the Lions. But you never know. I desperately hope I'm wrong. And here's the thing: if I am wrong, Ratbirds just got smoked again, right? Browns lost. Not I don't think anybody was worried about the Browns. Steelers are on a bye week, right? So I mean, they're like the Bengals are also going to be on a bye week at some point in the future, so it's kind of a wash there, right? But at least the Steelers can't gain on us this week, right? So I mean, we could potentially gain a half game on them. So I mean, like a lot of what ifs here, right? But I'm not even really thinking about the division right now. I'm thinking about despite probably my best mental health interest, I'm thinking about maybe if they can get their shit together, they can like sneak in for a wild card spot, right? And then if Joe Burrow is back in tow, then maybe we can make a run. Like I mean that's totally I think within the realm of realistic possibility. Now that would the most unrealistic part of that is the Bengals getting their shit together. If you watched the like the Vikings game was kind of weird. It's like you felt like we maybe could have we maybe could have kind of had a legit chance to win that one had it not been for all the damn turnovers. Like the turnovers really killed us. That was a theme of the day with all the the Saints with all their turnovers, and then the Cooper Rush I think threw 3 interceptions. I don't know if he threw a fourth by the time I stopped paying attention to that game, but turnover's been a theme today for sure. But it's like with that Vikings game, you got the feeling that's like, well, the turnovers sucked and they look disorganized, but it's the first game with Jake Browning in a while, and maybe they can come out and if they just get more organized, they'll be okay. And then that Broncos game on Monday Night Football last week happened, and that was just like, I don't know about this, right? That's why I had to bust the paper bag out for the recap episode that happened this week. So, hopefully I don't have to bust that out again for today. But I do have it available. If need be. But I'm hoping for a Bengals win. I'm hoping that I don't give a shit about my prediction. I hope I hope it's the exact opposite. I hope the Bengals absolutely smoke them. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I don't. It is worth noting, I think, that the Lions are dealing with a little bit of injury issue. Like, nothing really substantial. Although I'm missing Taylor Decker probably isn't going to help, right? Zach Cunningham is definitely a guy who doesn't make isn't completely negligible on defense, right? So none of it matters because we couldn't even beat Carson fucking Wentz. So I'm not even really thinking about the injuries here. Like the Bengals look pretty healthy, but obviously Joe Burrow is not playing, and then you got Jahmyr Stewart who is going to miss this week. Who, when playing, has looked decent. So that's not great to see the young rookie not playing in this game. But maybe they can get their shit together. I don't know. But one thing I'll tell you, though, is if the Bengals could pull off this game, it'll make me feel a lot better going forward. Make me feel a lot better about this team's chances of doing anything of any substance going forward this season, right? Because, the rest of our schedule, there's some easily winnable games in there. Some teams that are arguably just as bad as us. Obviously the Browns aren't any good. We're going to play them one more time this year. Now that's theoretically after Joe Burrow gets back and we play them again. But, that's just good to know that they're on the schedule. But if we could beat the Lions today, because based off of recent results, the Lions are probably Well, no, we do have the Bills. The Bills are going to be I don't think it's realistic to expect that we'll beat the Bills, right? But if we could beat the Lions, the next week we play the Packers, who have been struggling. They're coming off a bye week, but they don't have, a get-right game to, hopefully it doesn't end up being the Bengals, but they don't have a good get-right game to go into that Bengals game. And, one thing I'll say about the Packers is, they've looked kind of suspect the last couple of weeks. They tied with the Cowboys 40-40, and they lost to the Browns. So, it's like is it realistic to think that the Bengals will beat the Packers? No, not really. But is it realistic to think that a better performance from the Bengals today, and even a win, if the Bengals win over the Lions today, is it realistic to think that they could potentially beat the Packers next week? I think that's within the realm of possibility. Then you got Steelers, who look pretty formidable this year, but, division games are always tough. We'll see what happens. But we do have to play the Steelers twice. Then we got Jets, who look awful. Bears, who mostly look awful. You got the Patriots, who I can't really get a good read on the Patriots, but the Patriots should be a winnable game, right? So I mean, that's 3 wins, and then if you add the Lions win, that's one more win we need before Joe Burrow gets back to potentially go 10-7, right? And 10-7 is the mark that you really want to shoot for. Because you got 3 games at the end of the season against the Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. I mean, if you can't beat those teams with Joe Burrow, then you don't deserve to make the playoffs anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and discount those 3 games. You want to get to 10. You want to get to 7 wins before you play those games, which requires 5 more wins. Which, if you can pick one up today, then you got Jets, Bears, Patriots still on the schedule, and you should be able to win those games. And then you just got to pick one more up, and I mean, with the way the Ravens look, I mean, beating the Ravens shouldn't be completely outside of any thought process, right? I mean, even with Lamar Jackson, they haven't looked that good, and you play them twice, so there's no reason to think that you can't get one of those games, right? So, I mean, that's if those things happen, that's 5 wins right there. And then you got a little bit of breathing room too, because I mentioned the Steelers earlier, but as far as calculating wins, I didn't even mention the Steelers. If you get one over on the Steelers, if you split with the Steelers and the Ravens, that's 2 wins right there. And then, like I said, Jets, Bears, Patriots, all pretty winnable. The season's still open. I pray to God that they come out and they look like they care, because they did not look like they gave. It looked like, I think they looked like they cared at the beginning of the game against the Broncos, but I think they got so demoralized partway through it that they just it looked like they gave up. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but to me it looked like they gave up. And I know I'm not the only one who felt that way. There goes my microphone. But I know I'm not the only one who felt that way, because a lot of Bengals fans expressed that. And I'm not saying that any of us are right. We're probably wrong, because these are professionals. But it's just what you see with your eyeballs is you can't completely discount that, right? So I don't know. If we're wrong, prove it. That's all I got to say. If we're wrong about whether you just gave up or not, then prove it by not giving up and putting something together in this game. Lions are not an invincible team. It's not like the Lions have looked pretty damn good lately. But they did lose to the Packers in week 1, who, we thought that was an indication they were really good. And then they beat the Commanders the following week. We're like, oh, the Commanders are contenders. But, honestly, have the Commanders looked entirely like a really great football team this year? Not really. And then they tied with the Cowboys and they lost to the Browns. And, I'm not saying the Packers are bad. I'm just saying the Packers aren't, the juggernaut that we all thought they were. So I was talking about that earlier when I was saying the Bengals could feasibly beat them, but saying the Lions losing to the Packers, maybe they're not as good as we thought they were, and if the Lions lost that game, that's rough. Then again, ever since that, the Lions have done nothing but put up 52 points against the Bears, 38 points against the Ravens, which, again, we can talk about. So, again, Ravens and Browns, how good really are the Ravens right now? And then the Browns are the Browns. So I mean, and they beat the Bears 52-21. It's also the Bears, so again, like I'm not saying we as Bengals fans have really any room to talk about who's good and who's not. I mean, outside of like actual analysis and stuff, but like that's my point. Like this is analysis. This is just looking at the situation and looking at like who's good and who's not. Like I don't know if there's really anybody to like the guys. I think it was the clickbait sports guys mentioned that like or maybe it was the GPS guys. I can't remember. But they mentioned that like all the bad teams look really bad this year. But I think it's also worth mentioning that the like nobody so far this season really looks like that dominant. Like the Packers, we thought maybe the Packers. I mean, even the Bills, like they struggled with the Saints. The Eagles just lost to the Broncos. Like, and the Broncos have looked like a struggling team at times this year. So like nobody this year is really like super high quality. Nobody this year is amazing. Some of these bad teams, like us lately, look really bad, but you never know. All right, so the first kickoff is away, and the Lions are going to take get the ball first. And the Bengals special teams does an absolutely horrendous job. So that's not a good start of covering that punt return. They let the Lions get the ball to the 41-yard line. So that is a good way to make me look like an idiot for the last 15 minutes, or 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes of monologuing I've been doing. So, but then again, I predicted that the Lions are going to slaughter us today. So I was just saying, hopefully I'm wrong. But my actual prediction is that they are going to like wipe the floor with us today. So I'm done. I'd love to be wrong though. What's going on, Mikey? Congratulations on your win against the Giants, man. I know it made you happy. Don't have to witness an 0-17 season. All right, so it's going to be an end around, and nice job by B.J. Hill. It's a bad job by Dax Hill. And it wasn't an end around. It was like a jet sweep. But bad job by Dax Hill to miss that tackle. But B.J. Hill wraps him up, and it only ends up getting about a yard. When that exact play I've seen many times happen to the Bengals throughout this season and other seasons, other recent seasons, and that play typically goes for like 15 yards. So the fact that B.J. Hill wrapped him up is good news. So one bad play and one good play so far. Lions do have the ball at the 43-yard line, though. Jared Goff, under center. He's going to take the snap, rolls back. He's going to throw it. It's a bad toss to Jahmyr Gibbs, but he does pick it up, and he jukes, what was that, Marco Wilson? I think he just juked Marco Wilson and ended up getting the first down no matter what. Yeah. And Jahmyr Gibbs, tripped on that, too. Like he tripped on his cut. And then Jared Goff almost threw that ball into the ground, and Jahmyr Gibbs ends up catching it and just juking Marco Wilson out of his socks. So that's not good. That's what we call in the business bad. Great. Okay, Jared Goff's gonna throw it deep, and he's good lord. He's got Sam Laporta for like a 20-yard catch. Oh my God, man, come on. Well, that's Oren Burks, by the way, the one who got juked earlier. I said Marco Wilson. Was very, very wrong. I don't even know what... Marco Wilson's 24. So I just got the numbers mixed up, I guess. All right. Well. Great. Mikey asked, do I want some Kool-Aid? Well, if that means you guys trading as Kool-Aid McKinstry, I'd love it. That would help us out immensely. That would solve a lot of problems on our defense. All right, Jared Goff's going to hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs, and good lord, what an absolutely horrendous tackle attempt by Logan Wilson. Gets right in front of him and just I think he got his hands on him, but he just ran through him like frickin' butter, man. Like an 8-yard gain. This is awful. This is horrendous. It looks like the Broncos game again. The defense just looks like they've already given up. Man, this is bad. This is not the way you want to start a game, man. From the 15-yard line, Jahmyr Gibbs gets the handoff, and the only person who's even in the vicinity at that point It's TJ Slayton, and he brings him down, but they still gets the first down. I can go to the Winners Club this week. That's great for you, Mikey. Way this is going, I don't see that happening with us. But it is only the first drive, so I don't know. The garbage Broncos didn't even deserve that. No PI. How's that feel, Mikey? I'm sure it sucks. I don't think Mikey's upset. I think he's happy. All right, I'll get to you here in a sec, Jay. So Jared Goff's under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs and... oh, boy. Who was that? That was 93 who got the tackle. Almost lost him. McKinley Jackson. McKinley Jackson's the first one to get to Jahmyr Gibbs and could have had him for, like, basically no gain. Almost loses him, but he gets help from the rest of the team. And I'm sorry, that's actually... I think Geno Stone, who's the one who actually ends up being the one who takes him down. McKinley Jackson did lose him. I was wrong. McKinley Jackson lost him, and Geno Stone cleaned it up. All right, it's going to be a play-action pass. Jared Goff fakes the pass. He's going to throw it short to Sam Laporta. Good Lord. What are we even doing, dude? Joseph Osai takes a terrible angle trying to tackle Sam Laporta, and he just slips out of it. No problem whatsoever. And I think Dax Hill tries to tackle Sam Laporta before he gets in the end zone, and Sam Laporta just blasts right through him. Like I've compared it before to Ohio State playing Ohio University, but right now it looks like an NFL team playing a college team. Sam Laporta just busted right through him, dude. That was absolutely horrendous. I don't even know how you go on after letting yourself have a play like that happen in the NFL. It's like how Lamar Jackson basically ended Nick Vigil's career. The extra point is up and it's 7-0 Lions over Bengals, and this is the way it's going right now. I mean, I might get my score prediction right. I don't know. Let's see if the offense does anything. Love that recipe chicken enchilada casserole is my favorite. Oh, right, Jay's comment. If I don't fall asleep and set the place on fire, tonight's dinner is DOI chicken enchilada casserole. Okay. What you folks eating tonight? Don't know. My wife's making something with rice. Hold on. I could probably solve this question real quick. We're on commercial anyway. Japanese curry. That's what we're eating for dinner tonight. So I look forward to that. That's always pretty good. Touchdown Lions already, and Ravens. Who would believe are 1-4? That Ravens game made me happy, man. Since my team sucks this badly, I can at least get my happiness in the form of laughing at other people's misery. And Ravens fans sure like doing that to us, so I'll do it right back to them. Jets still stuck, and Tua is the worst quarterback in the division. Good Sunday. Are you sure Tua's the worst quarterback in the division? Worse than Justin Fields? I mean, obviously Drake May's better and Josh Allen's better. Obviously it's definitely not anything but the third quarterback in the division. But are you sure he's worse than Justin Fields? Justin Fields didn't look good today either. Yeah, okay, I guess Justin Fields looked okay. Looked like he actually played pretty well. It wasn't his fault that the Cowboys absolutely slaughtered him. Okay, so what did Tua do then? Threw for 3 touchdowns. Yeah, Tua looked really good today. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Richard? Tua looked really good today. He threw for 3 touchdowns, no interception, got sacked 3 times, but still finished with a quarterback rating of 122. Tua looked fine. You know? I think overall, you'd probably argue Justin Fields is overall worse, so I don't agree with that. Cajun dirty rice and chicken, I hope. Nope. Japanese curry. All right, so Charlie Jones is going to recover this kick. or return this kick, sorry. It gets out to about the 25, so we don't get anywhere near as good a field position as the Lions got. Eating dubs tonight? Well, I doubt I will be, but you never know. Never know. Never know. The kneecap biters made that drive look easy, or perhaps the Bengals D made it look easy for the Lions. That was the Bengals defense, dude. The Bengals defense just looked like a fucking joke. Like, not Shamar Stewart. Like, hold on. Jake Browning's going to take the first snap of the game, and he gets his pass batted out of the air. This is bad, dude. This is bad so far. This is really bad so far. Yeah, the Bengals defense couldn't do a damn thing. They nobody could fucking tackle. Like, dudes were getting run over by Sam Laporta. It was just our defense made it look easy for the Lions. Like, I'm not saying the Lions don't have a good offense, but that was just the defense looking like absolute garbage. Gonna stream Monday Night Football? Probably not. Gonna be a handoff to Chase Brown. Hey, there's a football play that's good. Some pretty decent run blocking on that play, and Chase Brown takes it for about 6 yards, so that's useful. Who even is Monday Night Football this week? Chiefs Jaguars. That seems like a fun game. I don't think I'll have time to stream it. I got a lot of work I got to do. But I'll definitely be watching. All right, 3rd and 4. So let's see if they can actually convert here. Jake Browning's audibling the play, motioning Samaje Perine to his left. He's going to take the snap, and he's getting rushed. And there's a flag immediately on the play as Aiden Hutchinson takes Jake Browning down for a sack. So that's great. There's a flag, though, and it looks like Aiden Hutchinson's pissed off about it, so that's good news for us. Hey, Mom! What's going on, Mom? The Bengals suck, Mom. Bengals are bad. Bengals are very bad. So, yep, that's my mom, everybody. 5 turnovers feels nice. Yeah, it's great for you, Mikey. I'm happy for you. I mean, I am happy for you. I don't think I'm going to have any, fun today. I did not see what the penalty was, but I guess it was on the Lions because we got a first down now from the 31-yard line. Jake Browning throws it to Ja'Marr Chase. There you go. Getting something going, and Ja'Marr Chase gets a first down there. And there is another flag. I think they're going to call late hit on the Lions. Woo! Is it a doubleheader? Is it a doubleheader? No. It's not a doubleheader. It's just Chiefs-Jaguars. No doubleheader. You can get a late hit on the Lions. That works out. We need all the help we can get. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one to root for a bunch of penalties or whatever. But yeah, that was Ja'Marr Chase was pretty much already out of bounds there, and he just threw him to the ground, which was totally unnecessary. And I mean, it's football, but that's gonna get flagged every time. They called it unnecessary roughness. So Jake Browning's going to take the the under center snap, and he's just going to have to throw that ball away because he's getting run. No, he's got T. Higgins, but T. Higgins drops it. That was almost a really good play because Jake Browning got it to T. Higgins, who had to climb the ladder to heaven to go get it. Couldn't come down with it. It was too high for him. Well, it wasn't too high for him, but there was a lot of contact there. He wasn't able to bring the ball down. I would almost argue if it weren't for the fact that we've gotten two really nice penalties so far, I'd almost be like, that should have been pass interference. But, whatever. 2nd and 10. The Bengals have the ball at the 37, 38-yard line, somewhere around there. So we're at least potentially getting close to field goal range here. Jake Browning, he's going to throw. It's too high. Way too high for Andre Yoshivas. There's that. I don't even know what the point of that was. Good Lord, Jake. You got to do better than that, my guy. Got to do better than that. Pats Bills is on tonight. Yeah, Pats Bills is the Sunday Night Football game, right? Yep, Sunday Night Football. It's a tragedy that the Bengals suck. I agree. I said Monday Night Football, but I meant Sunday Night Football. No, I'm not going to be doing Sunday Night Football, Richard. Like I said, I got way too much work to do. Jake Browning. Shotgun formation. Now it's 3rd and 10. See if they can get anything done here. There's going to be a flag immediately. The below the play dead. So I'm guessing, yep, false start on the Bengals. Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is exactly what, like, screwed us over against the Broncos, is shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties. And again, I know we've got down the field so far partially due to penalties, so I'm not blaming the refs. I'm blaming the Bengals for being sloppy. It's 3rd and 15 now. I mean, like, it's still a chance to convert, but, like, you're out of field goal range now. Like, you're pretty much punting, because if it's an incomplete pass, then it's 4th and 15. All right, it's going to be a screen pass to Chase Brown for... What? There wasn't even any blocking there. There might have been one guy, but there was like 3 Lions there. Why did you even throw that ball? It'd be 4th and 15 now. What the hell is going on? Sorry, Mom, I know you're watching, but... Good Lord! Absolutely just disgusting, man. And look, I don't expect a lot out of Jake Browning. I don't. But, like, I do expect Zach Taylor to be coming up with plays that make more sense than that. Ryan Rico's going to boot it away. And can he at least get a good punt here? The answer is no. It's a touchback. What are we even doing? What are we even doing? We had a little bit that we could hang our hats on and be like, well, hey, at least the offense is coming out looking somewhat competent. And then they completely stall due to nonsensical play calling and Ted Karras false starting for no reason. And then Ryan Rico boots it into the end zone, so it's a touchback, even though you had phenomenal field position to be punting from. My God! This game is really depressing so far, guys. Hey, it's your show. It sure is my show. I mean, I'm not going to stop, but I just let you know since you're here. You know? Bengals. Bengals. Lions going to get the ball at the 20-yard line after the Bengals' first offensive drive just looks like absolute freaking garbage. They were only even able to get down the field the way they got due to penalties. Now, I mean, you could maybe argue that, like... I mean, the Lions definitely deserved the penalties they got. Like, I want to make that clear. Like, it's not like the Lions got screwed with the penalties. But Aiden Hutchinson being offsides is probably part of why he was, like, on top of Jake Browning the way he was. And then, like I said, the very next play, like, you know, once Ja'Marr Chase is out of bounds, you can't just, like, throw him down to the ground like that. Like, that's in the rule book. You can't do that. But, again, from the Bengals' perspective, the only reason you got down the field is because the Lions shot themselves in the foot, and you couldn't do anything with it? It's ridiculous. Like Jake Browning almost had a really good pass to T. Higgins, but he didn't. So, man... Now, don't get me wrong, the pass to Ja'Marr Chase, it was a good play that regardless of the penalty, still was a good play by the Bengals. They just got extra yards because of the penalty. But still, man. And then, like, Chase Brown had a good run. But most of that drive was just awful. I wish you the best. Yeah, thanks, Mikey. I don't know how much good that's going to do, but thanks. It's just, man, we're not even halfway through the first quarter, and we're already at the point where it looks like we need a turnover to have any competitiveness in this game. All right, well, Jared Goff's under center. I'm imagining there's going to be a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and nope, it's actually play action. Goff, with all the time in the world to throw, gets it to Sam Laporta, who's being covered by Cam Sample down the field for some reason, which just makes no sense. Why is Cam Sample in deep cover? Not deep coverage, but like mid. Why is Cam Sample in mid-range coverage there? Like, I like Al Golden, but I don't understand what the play call was there. How does that make any sense? If the Bengals were to use the trade deadline to explore a quarterback to stabilize the team until Joe's able to return, would you want them to try to get it? some names float around are Cousins, Russ, and Jameis. No, and I'll explain here in a second, Jay. Anyway, it's going to be a handoff to David Montgomery. I think. Is that David Montgomery? Anyway, the Bengals stuff it for no gain, so that's a good play. Thank God. That was number 20, right? Because he's not even on the Lions anymore. They don't even have a number 20. I must have seen the number wrong. No, it was okay. So it was David Montgomery. It was number 5. So I had the name right, but I based it off of the number that I thought I saw. So that's weird. But whatever. It was David Montgomery. No gain on the play. I guess they gave me a yard. 2nd and 9. Jared Goff's getting rushed. But once again, you got Joseph Osai in coverage. Like why do we have defensive linemen dropping back into coverage? I don't understand. They're doing an awful job of it. Joseph Osai does one of these, trying to tackle the guy who has no idea how to play coverage. It's not even what this man's job is. Why are we doing that? What is even happening? What is the logic here? I don't understand. This is absolutely horrendous. Jared Goff, under center, takes a shotgun snap. He throws, and that's caught Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it's not an awful play, but it's still not. It's highly unsuccessful. It gives him 9 yards on the play. There wasn't any major gaffes on that play, but we just suck. That's all it is. We just suck. We just straight up suck. We're bad. Try forcing 5 turnovers. Oh, wow. All right. There it is. That's a good point, Mikey. That's a good point. They should just try forcing 5 turnovers. That's what they should do. Because if they do that, then, they have a chance to win this game. If they don't do that, I don't know if they have a chance to win this game. Not the way they're playing. That was a false start on the Lions. I don't know why that didn't get called. But anyway, it's 2nd and 2. Jared Goff's going to throw wide open. It does, none of this matters because, the Bengals cannot play coverage to save their fucking lives, dude. What was that? Jamison Williams, I think, who caught the ball. I got him in fantasy, so that's positive for that, I guess. This is just pathetic, man. Do we even have to watch the rest of this game? It's 5 minutes. Well, there's 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and I'm already exhausted with this football game. This, I don't know if I've seen the Bengals look this consistently bad. At least when they were losing a bunch of games all the time, they at least looked competitive in plenty of them. They haven't looked competitive in weeks. Trey Hendrickson with the big almost the sack on Jared Goff, but he gets the ball off. And the Bengals are saying they recovered a fumble, but I think that ball was moving forward, so I don't think they're going to give it to the Bengals. That was a great rush by Trey Hendrickson, but I think Jared Goff saw him, so he got the ball off. Refs are talking about it, though. I wonder if they give us the ball. That'd be nice. Yeah, I think they gave the Lions the ball. I mean, I didn't see any evidence that was a fumble. So let's see the replay. Jared Goff, that's a fumble! His arm was not going forward. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. Challenge the hell out of that, Zach Taylor. That is a fumble. That arm was not going forward. Trey Hendrickson got to his arm as his arm was maybe parallel, but it was not moving forward. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a booth review, so you don't need to challenge it. But that's a fumble, and the Bengals should get the ball back. So maybe we get 5 turnovers after all. I don't know. Probably not. But that at least gives us a little bit of a spark. But then again, I thought we had a little bit of a spark earlier, and we just completely threw it into the trash. But whatever. Still early in the game. Anything could happen. You never know. Now, I mean, this would basically be this would be the equivalent of, getting a touchback because we're not going to have good field position at all. So the offense will still have to do something, and that's the concern. Is even with the turnover, who knows if they're even going to be able to do anything with it, the way they're playing. Anyway, since we're on a, hey, if we can win, anybody can. Okay, listen, Mikey. I was joking about the whole "it's just the Giants" thing, but there's a difference between beating the Giants and beating the Lions. Yeah, technically we can beat the Lions, but the feasibility of us beating the Lions out of nowhere, especially the way we're playing, and you guys playing consistently a pretty good ball game against the Giants and beating the Giants, that's the two different levels of difficulty there, I think. So, I mean, maybe we can. I don't know, but not the way we're playing right now. The defense is basically going to have to win the game because the offense looks horrendous. Jake Browning, and so to transition back to Jay's point, Jake Browning, would you want them to use the trade deadline to explore a quarterback to stabilize the team until Joe's able to return? No. The reason why is because none of those guys you just mentioned are going to help. None of those guys, none of these quarterbacks play defense, Jay. It doesn't solve the problem. The offense, the way the defense is playing, the way they were playing at the beginning of the season gave you some hope, but right now, without somebody of Joe Burrow's caliber behind center, I don't think it matters. So, unless you're trading for Josh Allen, I don't think that it's gonna help. So, Kirk Cousins doesn't really help. I mean, when's the last time Kirk Cousins even took a snap, right? Russell Wilson looked awful with the Giants, got himself benched. Jameis Winston, I mean, he's too inconsistent, I think, That'd be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I guess they did call a fumble on the field, and they confirmed that. I thought they didn't even... I thought they called it a forward pass on the field, but I guess they did call it a fumble. So the Bengals do get the ball, which is nice. First play is a handoff to Chase Brown. I think he gets about 2 yards. Might have gotten 3. Do I want Blake Groupie? Not really. Kicking isn't the problem, and even if Groupie hadn't missed the kick, I still wouldn't we don't need to get a new kicker. That's not the problem. I'm not saying Evan McPherson's the greatest kicker of all time, but he's definitely not the problem right now. Jake Browning under center, he's gonna throw it short to Chase Brown because the pocket's collapsing. A nice juke move there by Chase Brown to end up turning what should have been a 4-yard loss into about a 4-yard gain. So you know what, that wasn't great, and Jake Browning was being attacked savagely by Aiden Hutchinson there, but about to be attacked savagely anyway. And so I think Jake Browning was just trying to get rid of the ball, and it worked out in that case. I think it's also rare that it actually works out that way, so try not to do that, but whatever. From the 34-yard line, it's 3rd and 4. Let's see if they can actually get a first down here. Jake Browning, shotgun snap. He's going to throw. He's got Chase Brown, but he doesn't even catch it. So the Bengals are going to have to punt. And see, that's what I was saying. Yeah, we got a turnover. Woo. But the offense actually has to move the fucking ball. So yes, in this particular in this one single instance, Jay, this one drive right here, maybe Kirk Cousins makes that finds somebody better to throw it to and gets the job done there. But overall, it's not as bad as Jake Browning looks bad. Yes, we need we're probably going to need to look into improving the backup quarterback situation once all of this is said and done, because he's looking really bad right now, and so is the special teams, which there's a bunch of flags after the tackle, and they let him get all the way to the 23-yard line. The returner is very injured looking right now, so I'm guessing is going to be unnecessary roughness on the Bengals. I don't know. Kirk took a snap 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'm sorry, Mikey. He took a snap 2 weeks ago. When's the last time Kirk did anything meaningful? Let's see what happens. Oh, it's on the Lions. Okay, so I think they said illegal hands to the face. Is that what they said? On the Lions, so that'll help with the return at the very least. That'll at least be a nice little benefit there. So after all that, let's see. ESPN has not updated. Here we go. Ryan Rico punts 57 yards to the Lions 9. It was a pretty decent punt, but it does get returned for 14 yards. It's illegal block above the waist on the Bengals, actually. On Charlie Jones? What? All right, so the Lions are going to get the ball at the, the 34-yard line or something like that? Good Lord. 33, 34, somewhere around there. Lesson of the day, don't be an NFL analyst who gets drunk and starts beef with a food delivery driver, nearly losing your life and being hospitalized and arrested. If true, Fox should probably fire Sanchez. Is that what happened? What's going on with Mark Sanchez, dude? He's been like, there's been some crazy shit like going on with that guy's life. I don't see any evidence that he got arrested. I mean, I think he's been arrested in the past, if that's what you meant. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Oh, he attacked the truck driver and got stabbed in that. Oh. He attacked a 69-year-old truck driver. What the fuck? Publicly intoxicated and unlawful entry of a vehicle. And then he assaulted the truck driver, and then the truck driver stabbed him, is what I'm getting out of this. Holy shit, dude. What the hell's going on with Mark Sanchez? Like Mark Sanchez, and this isn't the first issue. You know? Touchdown, Lions. Huh? You're a little late on that, buddy. Lions got a touchdown a while ago. He got arrested yet. I didn't hear that he got arrested. I just heard he got stabbed. That's crazy. What? I don't know what the hell's going on with Mark Sanchez, man. That's nuts. That is wild. Okay, well, whatever. Should Fox release him? Probably. Like, man, like what are you doing, dude? What is your problem? So the Lions get the ball at their own 10-yard. I'm so confused because ESPN said the penalty was on the Bengals. There's going to be a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, who gets like 5 yards. So despite getting really good field position, the Bengals defense just looks like an absolute joke. So, I mean, none of it's going to matter. They're probably just going to march 90 yards down the field and get another touchdown. Unless the Bengals get a turnover, which is like, because the annoying thing is like, yeah, turnovers are great. But when turnovers are the only thing you can do right, you're probably going to lose a football game. Because you're probably going to give the ball, like give up a bunch of points, especially when your offense can't do shit. But, like, you know, you can't rely on turnovers. That's the thing. 2nd and 5 from the 15-yard line. Jared Goff takes a shotgun snap. There's no pressure. And he's got a guy wide open, Amon-Ra St. Brown, in the middle for a slant route. And there's no coverage on that. Like, I don't understand. None of our guys can ever get open. But the Lions always... And see, this is what I'm talking about. Like I know people talk about how bad our pass rush is. And our pass rush isn't great. But... the bigger problem is that there's always somebody wide open. And, like, as long as the quarterback's got their eyes somewhat down the field, like, unless you're causing absolute chaos behind the line, like in the pocket, then the quarterback's going to be able to find somebody. And it doesn't matter how good of a pass rush you have. There's a good tackle by Dax Hill there, you know, after, you know, some not so great angling there by a couple other players, but Jahmyr Gibbs gets taken down after a 3-yard gain. But it could have been a lot worse if it hadn't been for Dax Hill getting him down there. I was trying to do what you tried earlier. Touchdown Lions. Oh. You did that on a... Well, you see, the problem is you did it on a commercial, Mikey. And as we've already established, I'm ahead of you. So I'm not... Apparently I'm ahead of you. This is a very new thing, but I'm apparently ahead of you, so I don't think you can spoil anything. But the Bengals might spoil my hopes and dreams, as once again, Jahmyr Gibbs gets the handoff, and he gets about 6 yards on the run. They only needed 5. So it's going to be another first down. And now it looks like B.J. Hill is injured. Great. That's just what we needed, man. We needed one of our starting defensive linemen to be injured. I mean, I hope he's okay, but god damn it. Man. Like, what did we as Bengals fans do? Like, what did we do? Well, we were a little annoying when we made our Super Bowl run. Like every fan base isn't annoying when they make a Super Bowl run, right? And I don't think we didn't do anything to deserve this garbage fucking football team. Like what? Brett Coleman's out here and he annoys the fuck out of me. He won't just like stop. Like just leave us alone, man. But at the same time, he does make a good point. Like, God help the people of Cincinnati of Ohio was his last video. And like, you know what? At this point, like, what did we in Cincinnati do to deserve this football team? Like, what on earth did we do to deserve this football team? Like, and it's not just this year. It's like ever since I can remember, man. We made one Super Bowl run with Joe Burrow, and ever since then, it's just been a joke because of poor planning, poor coaching. Frankly, as much as I've said I liked Zach Taylor in the past, like, you know, some of it's bad coaching. Completely nonsensical, like, ownership decisions. And players who just, like, you know, like, show up here and they collect a paycheck and they don't give a shit, you know? I kind of see where the Bengals are, you know, a little hesitant about, like, handing out free agency contracts, because it seems like every fucking time they do, that these, like, highly talented guys show up, and they don't even really try all that hard. They see if the team around them is going to be good, and if they're not, they just kind of, like, they coast and they collect a paycheck. I understand why the Bengals don't want to waste money on dudes like that. I kind of get it, honestly. Mikey asked that question earlier. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I know you did. I know you did. I remember because I was there. I remember you doing that. Cool. Yep. You sure did. And your team turned it around. So you never know. We're only down 7-0, and you know it's almost the second quarter. So as bad as it's looked, like, you know, only letting up 7 points in the first quarter, you can do a lot worse than that, I guess. But how we've only let 7 points up so far boggles my mind, honestly. BJ Hill is gingerly walking off the field there. I don't think he's coming back today. All right, so Jared Goff's going to hand the ball off. Nice job by Trey Hendrickson to get in the backfield there and take down, I think, Jahmyr Gibbs on the handoff. That was immediately. Good Lord, is BJ Hill, I don't want to like make fun of the guy who just got injured, but is BJ Hill the problem? Because the second he comes out, the defensive line does a great job of getting push. And then like three guys, like Trey Hendrickson's really the first guy who got to him, but it's going to be Jordan Battle and Demetrius Knight, I believe, who are going to be credited with the tackle. But Trey Hendrickson doing a great job of blowing that play up. Good Lord. Can we keep doing that? All right, second play, Jared Goff, and still no pass rush pressure, and he's going to get the ball off, and it is going to be dropped. So that was actually a good coverage by DJ Turner. Jared Goff trying to like get it to a guy who's not open for once, and it's knocked away. I said dropped, but I think it might have been knocked away by DJ Turner. So, you know, that's DJ Turner pisses me off, right? Because like half the time he's awful, and half the time he's actually pretty good. So this is why I say I'd like for him to be the third string corner, not the second. We need a number one corner, because Cam Taylor-Britt ain't it. And he's, I think, benched right now anyway. I can't tell if he's in the game. No, he is in the game right now. Maybe he's not benched anymore. I don't know. Jared Goff's going to take the shotgun snap. He's going to... Oh, he's sacked! There you go! He tries to run it up the middle, and Myles Murphy comes down with the sack. And the Bengals have been saying lately that they think Myles Murphy's starting to turn a corner. So, I mean, is that right? I don't know. But that was a great play by Myles Murphy to bring Jared Goff down. And the defense does something! Wow! They don't have to get a turnover to stop the Lions. The Lions are going to have to punt now. And I believe it's going to be like 4th and 15 or something like that. 4th and 13 according to the box score here. There you go. That's a good defensive play there, man. And as we head into the second quarter, let me go ahead and update that. But as we head into the second quarter, if the defense can show up, you know, they've only allowed 7 points so far, and that was because they looked absolutely horrendous on the first drive. But if they can do more stuff like that, man, then you never know. You really never know. I'm not predicting that, to be absolutely clear, but you never know. You know? The Bengals defense woke up on that last drive. The Bengals defense woke up after BJ Hill got hurt. That's why I'm like, I don't want to talk shit about the guy who just got hurt, but like, is he the problem? Because like, they looked amazing after BJ Hill went out. Here for some fantasy hope. What, like hope for your fantasy team or false hope for the Bengals? Because I don't know if I'm going to give you a whole lot of false hope for the Bengals. Oh, hey, look, food. Thanks, babe. Best wife on the planet, y'all. Although I'm not going to lie, that's probably just going to torture me for a while because it smells good and I can't eat it on camera. All right, well, defense comes through, which was desperately, desperately needed. But that gives you some life. That gives you a little bit of hope. And if the offense can actually do something with that, then like you never know, man. Like the defense is doing everything they can to try to keep the Bengals in this game, despite a lot of bad play by them. They have been making a statement. It's not the Bengals defense's fault that they're losing. The offense is just awful looking. So it'd be really nice if we could figure that out. Cardinals currently beating the Titans 21-3, so at least we could say we're not as bad as the Titans. Buccaneers currently beating the Seahawks 13-0. They look like they're driving too, with 2:09 left in the second quarter. And they got the ball at like the 17 or 18 yard line or something. So they're in scoring range. So that's not good for the Seahawks. Chargers up 10-0 on the Commanders. Earlier today, well, hold on. We're about to see what happens on the punt here. Lions are punting the ball away, and that is going to travel across the field. And Charlie Jones is going to let that one bounce. Oh my God. And that was that actually did not turn out to be a good decision to let that ball bounce, because the Lions recover that ball at the 3 yard line. Why can't Ryan Rico do that? Ryan Rico has had a lot of situations this year where he's had really good position to punt the ball, and then he like boots it into the end zone. From the other side of the field, whoever the Lions punter is, he gets the ball down at the 3 yard line, and the way the Bengals offense is, but then again, I'll be honest with you, the way the Bengals offense has been today, it doesn't really matter where they're at on the field, because they have an equally bad chance probably all over the field of getting anything done. They need to get some stuff together to have any, even if they got the ball at like their own 40 or at the Lions 40 yard line, they still might end up punting the ball. So it's going to be a play action pass and some good pass protection. It's going to be thrown to Ja'Marr Chase, but it's going to be intercepted at the 15 yard line. Why do you hate me? What did I do to you? Why do you hate me? What did I do? I don't understand. Like, there wasn't even a lot of pressure on that play. It was just an awful ball by Jake Browning. Like, man, no, I don't think we need to trade for a quarterback, but maybe we should start Mike White. Honestly. Jake Browning looks awful lately, guys. Absolutely disgustingly bad. I'm serious. Putting Mike White in there might make more sense than putting Jake Browning in there. Like, no, I don't think we need to trade for Kirk Cousins, because I don't see the point in giving up any assets for what I don't think is going to fix the team anyway. But man, that's actually at the 17 yard line where it was recovered. So we got 2 more yards than I thought. Yay! Jake being Jake with an INT, so much for offensive flurry to help with the D. This is not the same Jake Browning we saw a couple of years ago, guys. This is the Jake Browning, the guy that went undrafted. This is not the Jake Browning that had a chance to be a number 1 overall pick at Washington, or not at Washington, before whatever. And like, what it was like when he was in high school, there was some thought like he was really good and he got injured and stuff, and then like he did end up being like Pac-12 Player of the Year at one point or something, but it was never the same after his injury. But he looks more like that version of Jake Browning right now than he looks like the version of Jake Browning that he looked like back in like 2023 when we went on a run without Burrow and almost made the playoffs. Didn't do it, but almost, had a shot. Man, I'm serious. We might need to put Mike White in. Jahmyr Gibbs just rushes right up the middle in the defense. I can't even be mad. Like, I want to be mad at the defense, but I can't even be mad at the defense because they've given 2 golden opportunities to this offense, and the offense is just, looked like absolute garbage. To reiterate, I don't think trading for Jameis Winston is going to solve the problem. So why would you trade for a quarterback if it's not going to fix the problem? It fixed the Jake Browning problem, but it doesn't fix the fact that you can't run the ball. It doesn't fix the fact that the defense is, on and off again, good and bad. There's going to be a handoff to David Montgomery, I think, or that might have actually been Jahmyr Gibbs again, and he is going to get about 3 yards on that. There is a flag, though, so I wonder if there's maybe holding or something. I don't know. Praying for me. Thanks, Mikey. Thanks for praying for me. Thanks. That helps a lot. You know what? Maybe it'll help because apparently somebody's mad at me right now, right? And whatever the penalty was, it was on the Bengals. So that just makes it even worse. Holding on the Bengals? What? On a running play? What? Did I misinterpret where he was pointing? Yeah, it's apparently on the Bengals because they bought the ball at the 1 yard line now. Defensive holding on a running play. And there you go. They get behind the line, they stop them there, so that's good, I think. TJ Slayton's like, yeah, look at me. I made that tackle. Like, where's that been the rest of this drive, bro? What? It was Chris Jenkins who got called for defensive holding on, again, the running play. Which, like, why? Like, I'm not saying that it was the wrong call because I didn't really see what happened. But I also don't understand how you can have defensive holding on a running play. All right, so it's going to be a direct snap to, oh my God. Direct snap to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he throws it for a touchdown to Brock Wright. It's not even anybody who you've ever heard of. It's Brock Wright who gets the touchdown. My God. I'm sorry, David Montgomery on the direct snap and then passed it. What are we even doing? Lions go up 13-0. And it's just a race to the bottom at this point. Like that's all it's all it feels like is like the only thing the defense has been doing today is and to their credit for trying at points in the game, but the only thing it feels like they're really doing with like that turnover and then they forced that punt, the only thing it really feels like they did is they stopped the Lions from scoring a ton of points on us in the first quarter. God, this is just bad, dude. Like I do not understand. 3 games in a row, this team looks like absolute garbage. I really hate to say this because like I don't see a path to even having a hope and a prayer of making the playoffs if you do this. But I don't see how Zach Taylor doesn't get fired. If the game stays like this, if it looks like this. Then, this is the 3rd game in a row that it looks like nobody on offense has any idea what they're doing. Half the team doesn't look like they freaking care. And then, like, the defense, to their credit, has had, a few good plays here and there, but they've also looked like absolute garbage at other points. So I don't understand how Zach Taylor survived. And, like, y'all know how I feel about Zach Taylor. I've been a big supporter of his for years. But this is unacceptable. This is completely unacceptable, and if you can't get the team to at least look like you have any fight in you, then why are you still here? Trick play fooled the Bengals, and now the good guys are down 2 scores. At this point, it seems out of reach. It felt out of reach the second the Lions got that first touchdown. It really did, because it doesn't matter how many turnovers the defense gets if the offense can't get the ball, they can't do anything with the ball. They had that one good drive that was mostly due to penalties. Mostly due to the Lions being sloppy. And even with that, they couldn't get a touchdown. They couldn't even get a field goal with all of those penalty yardage they got. I'm glad you've heard of Brock Wright before, Mikey. I haven't. Absolutely just disgusting. I don't even really want to watch the rest of this game. I'm going to. I say for the third week in a row, I'm going to because it's like more or less my job to do this. But I really don't want to. This is just absolutely horrendous. All right, so I'm complaining to my dad, sorry, but anyway, the Lions are going to kick the ball away, and that is going to be returned by Charlie Jones from like the half-yard line. Maybe should have just let that go for a touchback, and yeah, he gets tackled like the 18-yard line. I don't know what you're doing. I do not know what you're doing. What was the point of that, Charlie? Man, I don't even have the energy to be mad anymore. I just don't. All right, Jake Browning's under center. I'm sorry, shotgun formation. He's going to throw it short to Chase Brown, and there you go. Gets like an 8-9 yard gain, up the middle, and that's good. The only person who's really done anything this game is Chase Brown, so it's good that that's an improvement, I guess. I don't understand how you don't put Mike White in there at this point, because like Jake Browning, just like I'm not saying Mike White would necessarily be any better. But like I understand why people are saying Bengals need to trade for a quarterback, but I don't think a quarterback fixes your issues. But if you've got another quarterback on the roster, I don't understand how you're not going to him. Jake Brown is going to throw it short, and it's a screen pass, and it works out okay, I guess, for Andre Yoshivas. Only gets like 2 yards, but I only needed 1. So, hey, look, it's an offensive football drive that they're putting together of their own merit. Wow. What a statement they're making right now. Look, guys, we're a professional football team. I want to get excited. I don't want to be so fucking caustic, but I don't. We'll see. I don't want to be this caustic. This is what they've done to me. I'm not saying necessarily the players. I mean the franchise, this football team. This is what this football team has done to me. Jake Browning shotgun formation. He's gonna throw. Had good protection, and he just throws it short to Chase Brown, because I guess I get it. It's like the only guy who can actually do anything on offense right now. They're going with a hurry up here, I guess. But anyway, they only got like 3 yards on the pass, because like I guess you just got to throw it to Chase Brown because he's the only one who knows how to do anything right now. There's a challenge by the Lions. What are they challenging? What are the Lions challenging here? I'm confused. Like, are you challenging that it was a catch? Because it was like a 3-yard gain. Like, why? I'm confused. Like, if they're challenging that it was a catch, you're going to use a challenge on a 3-yard gain? I don't know. I don't even know if I care if it gets overturned. I just told my dad this is embarrassing. I've supported Zach in the past, but I don't understand how you don't fire him if this game continues like this. This is the 3rd game in a row that they look like the absolute opposite of a professional football team. I don't like. I want Zach to get it together because I like Zach, but if he's not going to do it, then we got to be realistic. buddy of mine mentioned earlier is like only being down 7-0 is baffling. It really is. Now we're down 14-0, and it feels like we're down 35-0 with how bad this game's gone so far. It really does. And it's only 10:22 in the second quarter, so that's probably why it's not 35-0, because that would, whatever. But at least you're not the Giants. I think I'd rather be the Giants right now, Mikey, because the Giants seem to have like a quarterback who seems to be doing. I mean, I know he had a bad game against you guys, but the Giants, have some hope for the future. Yeah, they're bad now, but they have some hope for the future. Like, our only hope is that Joe Burrow magically stops getting hurt, and they can finally put a run together again. That's the only hope we have. But like, ever since the Super Bowl run, Joe Burrow has now had more seasons marred by injury than we've had seasons that aren't. So, like, I don't even know what to do at this point. Former Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan also appears on the verge of being fired as his Titans are down 21-6 to Arizona. I mean, like, you could maybe make the argument at least we aren't the Titans, because at least there's at least a semblance of hope that maybe magically Joe Burrow stops getting hurt and the team like puts it all together behind him, even though they've only done that once in his career and then couldn't protect him when it really mattered the most. So yeah, but I think the Giants might be in a better position than we are right now. Chase Brown's going to take the handoff, and Samaje Perine. He gets the first down. So whatever all that was, it worked out in the Bengals' favor. So I don't know. What was the challenge? Jake Browning, short middle, Chase Brown for 2 yards. Detroit challenged that the runner was down by contact ruling. Oh, were they trying to say he fumbled or something? I don't know. I'd have to see the replay, which they didn't even show the replay. But the ruling on the field stood. Bengals got the ball, and now they got a first down. So that's not bad. So we've gone from the 19-yard line to now the 42. So hey, this offensive drive's looking like something. Could be the Titans. That's what I was just saying, MJ. That's what I was just saying. That's about. There's not a lot of teams right now who I think we can say, oh, at least we're not as bad as them. But we could be the Titans. We could be the Browns. At least we have a little bit more hope than they do. Jake Browning's going to throw it short to Drew Sample behind the line of scrimmage where he gets tackled by Anzalone. I don't understand that play, but whatever. How's the family doing? Oh, they're doing pretty good, I guess. My wife got in a car wreck that totaled her car a while back, and not a while back, about a couple weeks ago. But luckily the insurance worked out in our favor on that one. And it seems like her back's healing up, so I think she's fine. And then, my son's been pretty solid, I suppose. Family's doing okay. Jake Browning throws the ball. Ooh, Ja'Marr Chase gets blasted on that one, and he hangs on to it. Credit to him for that play. That was a ballsy play right there to hold on to that ball. We're going to be a 4-yard gain, still 3rd and 7, but hey, that's one person who it does seem like actually cares about his job right now is Ja'Marr Chase, and gotta love him for it. He's getting paid enough to care about his job, so I'm glad he still does. Touchdown Commanders 7-10. Why do you put the winning score second? What? I don't even know who they're playing, to be honest with you. I said it earlier. Chargers, apparently. All right. Jake Browning, he's going to throw it up deep for T. Higgins, and that's too far. That was way too far. I don't know what the hell you're doing, Jake Browning. Jake Browning just looks absolutely horrendous today, guys. Like, I'm serious. I'm serious about putting Mike White in there. Because, that drive, even though it didn't end in, we get the ball the 45-yard line, we're driving, and you choose to do that? Man, I'm serious about putting Mike White in there. You know why? Because like Jake Browning, when he's not throwing interceptions, isn't doing anything of value. He's not helping. No, I don't want to trade for Jameis because I don't think that Jameis is going to fix anything. I don't think Mike White's going to fix anything either. But it at least might be less difficult to watch than Jake Browning. And I want to like Jake Browning too. He's just looking really bad. Ryan Rico wants... this dude pisses me off so much. Every once in a while, he'll come out with a beautiful punt. and it'll look great. But it seems like almost every single time that the Bengals give him we're like, oh well, at least we're at like the 45 and we can get a good punt here. Maybe we can pen the lines or something. He boots it into the end zone. Like, man, I do not understand. Every single phase of the game right now, we're just failing in. Like, the defense has been okay today, but when they're not. When they look bad, they look bad, right? Like they had one really good drive, and they had that fumble, and that worked out really well. And overall, there's been some good plays by the defense, but the bad plays have been really bad, guys. The bad plays have been awful. So now the Lions are going to get the ball at the 20-yard line again, and they're probably just going to march right down the field and get another score, barring like another turnover. Rico punting just feels like white flag waving. What happened to Riverboat Zach, who'd go for it on 4th down? Well, okay, so Zach did that a lot when Joe Burrow was the quarterback. Like, you can't go for it on 4th down when your quarterback is Jake Browning and he's overthrowing T. Higgins, who's like got a one-on-one matchup, and if you actually hit that mark, it's probably a big play. Like, the reason Zach likes to go for it on 4th down is because Joe Burrow is basically a cheat code. You know, that's it's not like, I understand what you're saying, but when Jake Browning is your quarterback, you're basically handing the ball to the Lions at the 45-yard line at that point. And that's not a risk that I think you want to take. Not to mention how many yards did they have to go on that play? 4th and 7, right? They have 4th and 7, and the way this offense is playing, like, do you think they're going to get 7 yards? Like, do you think they're going to get 7 yards, Jay? Do you really think that? Because I don't. I figure you might as well punt it to Ryan Rico, and even if he can't, even if he has like no accuracy and he punts the way he's been punting pretty much all day today, at least you got an okay chance of the defense stopping the Lions. Not a great chance, but it seems like there's a better chance of the defense doing something than the offense right now. So the way this season's going right now, it just kind of feels like we're going to be on we just rebrand this as like Kyle shows up and complains for an hour, power hour, right? Because that's 4 hours, I guess. Jared Goff's going to fake the pitch, and he's got a toss to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was like a fake pitch into a screen, but it gets him like 15 yards. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I want to be mad at the defense, but they're the only unit that's actually had some good plays today. So, okay, the offense has had some good plays, but the defense is the reason why this isn't as bad of a blowout as it feels like it should be right now, right? And it probably will end up getting to that direction. But my 35-13 scoreline feels pretty, on point right now. Nice play by Jordan Battle to hit David Montgomery in the backfield there. And isn't able to actually tackle him, but he's able to slow him down and stop his progress enough to let the rest of the Bengals get to him and eventually get him down. So that was a good play by Jordan Battle there. That's what I'm saying. I want to be mad at the defense for some of these stupid fucking plays they're doing. But they're they're the only reason that we even have a remote chance, like a snowball's chance in hell in this game. I'm not even sure we have that, but if we do, it's because of the defense. All right, it's going to be a toss to Sam Laporta, and see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, no coverage. Demetrius Knight takes him down for like a 9-yard gain. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, we just can't stop anybody. We do every once in a while, but not that often. Man. Apparently Jahmyr Chase was a first-team All-Pro last year. Good for him. I don't know if he's going to get there this year, and it's of no fault of his own, but if Jake Browning's throwing him the ball all year, this is not going to work out well for Jahmyr Chase. Hey, at least we got him and T. Higgins locked up, right? And I don't know I severely doubt we're going to get Trey Hendrickson back for another year, but you never know. Nice job to bat that pass down. So the Lions it's going to be 4th down now. So the defense does This is what I'm saying. I can't analyze this defense because like they get some stuff done. They're just not. They also piss you off while they're doing it. But great job by. Good to see B.J. Hill back in there. But great job by B.J. Hill to get a lot of pressure, and then great job by Demetrius Knight to get his hands up and knock that ball down. With a little bit more of a heads up there, you almost think that he could have like intercepted that. But I'll take the bat. I'll take the bat. Like I mean, I'm right now. I really don't want to be in the business of criticizing this defense because they're at least trying out there. They're looking pretty outmatched in certain cases, but they're at least trying. They're at least getting some stuff done. Charlie Jones, what the hell? Charlie Jones gets through two guys, but then there's an immediate flag. So I don't even know what's going on here. And Charlie Jones is pissed off, too. What are they going to call? Holding on the defense. Or on the return team, I guess. I don't know. At least we get the ball back. We're going to get the ball in horrendous field position, which, again, as I said, I'm not entirely sure matters. I don't think that was holding. I think Josh Newton got beat and got his hand caught up. I don't think that was holding. I don't know if I agree with that being holding, but whatever. It really doesn't matter because we could have the ball at the Lions 30-yard line, and I'm sure we'd find a way to come away with no points on the drive. So we got the ball at like the 4.5 yard line now. It's gonna be a handoff of Chase Brown, and he gets a yard. This is... Am I sure I like streaming Bengals games? Am I really sure I like this? Do I really actually enjoy this? I don't know. I think you'd have to be pretty crazy to actually enjoy doing this. I might actually be genuinely crazy because genuinely I'm going to watch these games whether I'm on stream or not. So I might as well be on stream and have a chance to vent about them, right? But good Lord. I desperately right now want to be the type of guy who can just abandon the team. Jake Browning's going to get a safety. Doesn't even get rid of the fucking ball. As I was saying, I really want to be the kind of guy who can just abandon the team, Being a fair weather fan sounds so nice right now. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have it in me to do it. Did they take the safety off? What the hell? No, did the Lions get a flag or something? I think it's going to be holding on the Lions, defensive holding. So I think that'll actually give the Bengals a first down. Okay, all right, okay. Once again, we get saved by a flag. Not going to matter because it's that's what happened on the first drive, and they still came away with no points. Bengals going to have the ball now at the 11.5 yard line, which is crazy. Throws it to T. Higgins, who was like being held on that play, first of all. Like, that was clear pass interference. Can't come down. Let me see on the replay here. Yeah, he's grabbing. He does go for the ball, so maybe that's what they're going for. He does pretty much give T. Higgins a chance to catch the ball, and okay. I guess that one's a little more questionable than I thought it was. But either way, I don't know why the hell Jake Browning's throwing that ball. Like, yes, T. Higgins is a great player, but was he really the only person who you could throw the ball to on that play? 2nd and 10 now. He's getting rushed, but he gets out of the pressure this time, which is more than he usually does. He's going to throw it, and it's intercepted. I think he was out of bounds, though. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Jake Browning is just absolutely... Make Jahmyr Chase throw the balls, man. Like, honestly, like, Jake Browning looks... Like, I don't know what the hell's going on with Jake Browning right now, but this is not the Jake Browning that we... saw in 2023. Oh, he didn't even catch that. That was actually a great job by Jahmyr Chase to knock the ball away instead of the interception. But even if he had caught it, he would have come down out of bounds. And that's a late hit That should be roughing the passer. There's a flag, and the Lions are saying it's on the Bengals, and the Bengals aren't really arguing, so... False start on the Bengals. Jake Browning sucks. He does. I had some hopes for him, but Jake Browning this whole season has been god-awful. Jake Browning just looks absolutely lost out there. He doesn't look like he doesn't even look like an NFL quarterback. Like, I don't even know. I hate it because I like Jake Browning. I do. You could sign Jake Haener. I'm not even entirely sure Jake Haener would be a downgrade right now, Mikey. I don't think we could sign him. I think we'd have to trade you for him, and that's not going to happen. Jake Browning's going to throw it up, and that one's intercepted. He was trying to get Ja'Marr Chase, but he just threw it. He threw a Hail Mary, essentially. I don't even... The Lions are going to get the ball from phenomenal field positioning. Into double coverage. Was it double? It looked like triple coverage to me. I could be wrong. Guess what happens? He has no accuracy. Yeah, dude, put Mike White in the game. Like, I don't understand what we're even doing. Like it's 14-0 right now. This game isn't, like, feasibly, there's a chance, with the way the defense is playing, there's a chance that this game doesn't end in complete fucking disaster. Put Mike White in there. Like, I'm sorry, Jake, but, like, if this is the way you're going to play, you can't be in there. That wasn't... why are you even throwing that ball? Because you don't want to take a safety, I guess, but... From the 45-yard line now, so, I mean, it's like a bad punt, I guess. Jared Goff's going to hand the ball off to David Montgomery. Nice job by Chris Jenkins to bring him down for, like, a 4-yard gain, so... Hey, you know what? Maybe the defense can, like, somehow get away again without points. And if you do that, with the way the defense is playing, maybe if you put Mike White in there, then you never know. Look, if you're going to bench Cam Taylor-Britt, why are we not benching Jake Browning, right? Like, I'm not saying Cam Taylor-Britt didn't deserve to be benched by any means. He absolutely did. I thought it was great that they benched him, and, you know, it's going to be nice. He dropped it. So that wasn't my fault, by the way. The broadcast was late to get back to that play, but it was looking like it was the Bengals were rushing Jared Goff like crazy, and it was he dumped it off for what maybe was supposed to be a screen pass, but it was a very poorly executed screen pass. Yeah, Jake, scream, please, for the love of God. What is your problem, dude? Like, you do not look like an NFL quarterback. Like, I'm sorry, I like you, Jake, but you look awful out there, man. From the 47-yard line, the Bengals defense is going to try to get off the field here. See if they can do it. It's going to be a decent pass rush, but not really enough. But they do stop them for fourth downs from the 41-yard line. And, I mean, like, do you punt it? The Lions are taking their helmets off, so, I mean, definitely... do you go for a long field goal here? I mean, with the way the offense is playing, you might as well go for a long field goal, honestly. Like, worst case scenario, you give the Bengals the ball at the 41-yard line, and Jake Browning isn't going to do anything with it. So I'd take the field goal here if I was the Lions. You may or may not get it. Probably. They're going to punt. Okay, whatever. Because Jake is a quarterback and Cam Taylor-Britt is a corner. What does that have to do with anything? If a guy's playing badly, a guy's playing badly. Charlie Jones, just horrendous coverage, or at least horrendous blocking on that punt return. So Charlie Jones got a fair catch at like the 6-yard line. If Mike White doesn't come out on this next drive, I don't even know how to react to that. Like Jake Browning, it's unacceptable play by Jake Browning so far. He hasn't done a single good thing all game. He hasn't done anything. That might have found he found Chase Brown couple of times. He got the ball to Chase Brown, but Chase Brown was really the ones who made those plays. Who is it? Jake Browning again? Oh, good Lord, it's Jake Browning again. I don't even know how to react to this, guys. The fact that we're only down 14-0 is a fucking miracle. Jake Browning's going to hand the ball off to Chase Brown, who gets about 2 or 3 yards. Me second and I'm thinking 7. Y'all gonna get shut out today? We might. I don't think so. The Bengals. I don't know the last time the Bengals got shut out, but we almost always find a way to at least put a field goal up there. Good Lord. This is just disgusting, man. 2nd and 7. Jake Browning is alone in the backfield. How he's even in the game right now. He's just going to take it and run. Might as well. That's better than having him throw the ball. Gets about 4 yards, so that's like half the distance to the... More than half the distance to the first down marker. So it's going to be 3rd down and like 3 or 4, depending on whatever the broadcast says. And I just don't want to see Jake Browning throwing the football, guys. Like, it has just been an absolute horrendous performance from Jake Browning this entire season. I don't think there's been a point where I really believed in Jake Browning at all today. 3rd and 3. Browning's going to throw, and that's caught by Jahmyr Chase for the first down. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? That is a good thing that happened. I thought that might have been batted up in the air or something, but no, I guess it was like a straight strike to Jahmyr Chase, who catches it like with one hand. I don't think it needed to catch it with one hand, but does anyway. So I believe we're headed to the 2-minute warning, and can you get some points? We're kind of at the point where it's like, gotta get a touchdown, because like if you get a field goal, then like it still feels, it just doesn't feel like you really did anything. Be honest with me. Would you rather be a Saints or a Bengals fan right now? Me personally, I'd rather be a Bengals fan, because being a Saints fan would be like the opposite of my mentality about like I'm going to stick with my team. You know, like I'd rather be myself, and myself is a Bengals fan. Because if I was a Saints fan, I'd be a different person, right? Now, do I think Bengals or Saints fans have it better right now? I'm not sure. I think it's a wash, right? Because like I think that maybe it'd be better, because like I don't know what the Saints are doing, right? You just beat the Giants, and that's cool. But what is your long-term plan right now? Like, you know, you just got a new, maybe that's it. Y'all just got a new head coach, and maybe if you get the right players around that head coach, maybe he can do something, right? For the Bengals, it's like we still have Joe Burrow on our roster, and he's our quarterback. He's signed to be our quarterback unless he retires like Andrew Luck did. He's signed to be our quarterback through like the 2034 season or something like that. Like, you know, Joe Burrow is going to be our quarterback going forward, and if he can stop getting hurt, then we're probably Super Bowl contenders, right? Without him, we look completely and utterly lost. But I think I'd rather take the gamble than have no idea what you're doing, right? Like, because I mean, like, Spencer Rattler ain't the guy. Obviously, you complain about Jake Haener all the time. He ain't the guy. Like Tyler Shuck, if he's the guy, why isn't he starting? I don't. And then, like, I mean, we've talked before about like how we don't really believe in the upcoming draft class. So like, you know, it's probably going to be a while before the Saints are potentially good again. Like, even if Kellen Moore's a good coach, right? So the Bengals at least have a chance to be a really good football team. Like, maybe not this year. You know, if we're only keeping it to this year, I mean, I guess I'd rather be the Saints, because y'all got to win right now, and we have 2 wins, but this current version of the Bengals has zero wins, and it's looking like that's gonna continue this week. Because like that version of the Bengals that got 2 wins is a different football team than this one. Jake Browning throws, and nice job. He's got Andre Yoshivas. He's using his legs and actually creating some space back there in the backfield. Doesn't throw it past the line of scrimmage, which I have noticed has been a big problem in the NFL this year, which is wild to me. But he manages to create some time, and Yoshi gets open, and there you go. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Camera just showed a fan with a bag on his head. I think Mike Brown would have. Hold on. Browning throws, is caught. Ja'Marr Chase. There you go. There you go. This is what we need to see out of the offense, man. Like, it'd be nice if they didn't wait till the fucking almost the end of the second quarter to do it. But this is proof that the offense can do something, and this is why you don't trade for Jameis Winston, because, like, you know, who knows if that's even going to work in the first place. T. Higgins, there you go. He's got T. Higgins for a first down. He gets out of bounds, too, so that stops the clock. You only have 1:03 left in the second quarter, but that offense is moving the ball right now, man. Like, they whatever they're doing, they finally figured something out. They figured something out. So, yeah, this is what I was talking about, you know. This is who they can be. Is this who they're going to be? I don't know. Is this a fluke right now? The way the whole team's looked since Joe Burrow got hurt, it kind of looks like this might be a fluke right now. But you never know. It might not. Like, this is what they're capable of. All right, let's see what happens. From the 38, Jake Browning. He's going to throw it short to Samaje Perine. He's tackled in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Well, maybe I should stop getting excited. I don't know. Cameron just showed, I would think Mike Brown would have something like that confiscated as it doesn't show team spirit. Lucky fan. No, Mike Brown, Bengals fans have, you know, this isn't the first time Bengals fans have been putting bags on their heads, and Mike Brown didn't confiscate them before. I need some life from the Bengals. I need the Lions to keep throwing. Yeah, for fantasy purposes, I'm sure. I need some life from the Bengals, too. You know what? I tell you what, let's team up, MJ. How about the Bengals come back and win this game, which would force the Lions to continue throwing the football. We end up with a high-scoring game after all. Bengals win in amazing fashion. You get your fantasy points. How about we get that? That would be pretty cool. Would you boo Burrow if he retires? Hell no, Mikey. Absolutely not. I might boo him if he went to the Steelers, but that's just because he's on the Steelers, you know. Jake Browning, shotgun snap. Has got pockets collapsing, but he's managing to use his legs to get out of all of it. And he's just going to keep it and run. On 2nd and 13, he picks up about 4 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 9. So, I don't know where this version of Jake Browning's been all game. Not that that was like a particularly amazing play, but it wasn't a sack. It wasn't a sack, which is important. I don't know where that version of Jake Browning's been, but whatever. It's 3rd and 9 now, so can you do something? You don't want to punt it from here. Honestly, I like from we got the ball at the 37-yard line. If we don't get any more yards, I just have Evan McPherson try for a field goal because it's not like Ryan Rico knows how to fucking punt. I think they're gonna get the Lions for offsides here. I think or maybe a neutral zone infraction or something. So I think the Bengals might end up delay of game on the Bengals. Fuck. Well, so much for having Evan McPherson try for a field goal. We're going to get that's going to push us back to like the 41 or something. 42. Good Lord. Would you boo Burrow if he retires? No, I know the Colts fans. Would Bengals fans boo Burrow? They might, honestly. Like, Bengals fans, they're just tired of the bullshit, man. Like, I could totally see them booing Burrow. I would not. I think that's terrible. But Bengals fans might. Burrow throws, and, well, at least that's field goal range. He's got Mitchell. He's got Yoshi for, like, a 10-yard gain. And honestly, like, do you go for it? Like, we're talking about Riverboat Zach. They're lining up to go for it. Like, do you really want to settle for a field goal with, like, yeah, like, I mean, it's not like the Lions are really going to have time to go get points. So maybe you might as well, right? Might as well try to go for it, see if you can get anything here. 4th and 4. The more I think about it, the more I think, yeah, go for it. And Jake Browning's just standing there. Are we just going to take a timeout and let the clock run out? Okay, I guess we are going to go for a field goal. Okay. The more I thought about it, the more I think, yeah, there's a Bengals fan booing right there. Yeah. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, why the fuck not just go for a field goal? Or why the fuck not just go for it here, right? Like, what's a field goal really do you? You know, it means you don't get shut out. So, Mike, you're talking about getting shut out. This is the thing. Like, we don't typically get shut out because, like, Marvin Lewis and Zach Taylor are allergic to, like, putting their full ass forward when we're in situations like this, and so they'll take a field goal if they have to. I'd go for it because Jake Browning looked pretty good on that drive, man. Like I'd at least give it a shot. I know it was stalling, but Jake Browning was looking pretty good on that drive, and well, now you definitely don't bench Jake Browning, right? Now you definitely don't bench him because he looked like he got a little bit better there, but I'm not saying he's going to be any good going forward in this game, but you never know. 50-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and I think it's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay. The picture quality on that field goal attempt was awful. I couldn't see the ball at all, but Evan McPherson gets the field goal, so the Bengals have points on the board, which feels like a miracle. But the good news is maybe the offense figured something out. If the offense figured something out, then maybe. Probably not, but maybe. So it is now officially halftime. So I don't think I have a halftime thing. Oh, I do. Never mind. It is officially halftime, so catch up with some of these comments here. I was just saying they did that with Andrew Luck. Yeah, I caught. It took me a second, but I caught that. Yeah, the Colts booed Andrew Luck, and I have a feeling if Joe Burrow did that, the Bengals would boo Joe Burrow the Bengals fans would boo Joe Burrow because Bengals fans are petty like that. But Bengals fans are also tortured, so like, can you really blame them for just being ready to jump on everybody all the time? I wouldn't boo Joe Burrow. I would understand. I would be very sad, but I would understand. I can't imagine the mental health toll that constantly being injured and rehabbing all the time takes on you. It's like I didn't begrudge Andrew Luck for retiring. Now maybe he could have not waited until right before the season started. Like I think that was a little like weak of Andrew Luck to retire right before the season started like that. I think that was a little shitty. He could have picked a better time to do it. Like at least not give the Colts fans some hope that they were going to have him that year. But at the same time, like you can't sit here and say that like you don't understand why Andrew Luck retired. And so for Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow retired, I'd understand. If he retired like the day before the season started, I might be pretty pissed off about that. I don't think I'd boo him. Because he brought us to a Super Bowl, man. That's the best I've ever seen this team do. Yeah, we didn't win, but that's, for me, it's the best thing I've ever seen this football team do in my life. They ended the playoff drought, which was, torturing me for years, and hey, at least we don't have that anymore, so I wouldn't boo Joe. I'd be very sad. I'd be upset. And if he did it at that moment, I'd let people know about it. Be like, why are you doing this right before the season starts? That's bullshit. But I wouldn't boo him. I'd wish him the best of luck. Bengals wanted new quarterback after this game. And we'll see. I don't think the Bengals are. There's not really any guys to go sign in free agency. The best guy available was Mike White, and we already got him. We're not going to trade for a guy because a quarterback doesn't fix this team. And maybe, I don't know, in this game, you can make the argument in this game that a guy like Jameis Winston maybe gives you a better shot in this game because the defense is generally playing well, and the offense, a lot of the problem has been Jake Browning looking flustered out there and making some really god-awful decisions. The offensive line, while not amazing today, hasn't been that bad. And you think with a guy like Jameis Winston, maybe, you probably get a lot more interceptions, and who knows if you even win more games. But if the Vikings game and the Broncos game had looked like this, then maybe, right? But that's not what the Vikings game looked kind of like this on offense, but the defense didn't look very good in the Vikings game either. They were better than the offense, but they still didn't look very good against Carson Wentz. So up until this game, I don't think you can really make the argument that a better quarterback but still a sub Joe Burrow quarterback fixes this team. I don't think you can make that argument. Therefore, it doesn't make any sense to trade for a guy. If there was a guy to go sign, maybe, but I don't think there's really anybody worth signing. We already got Mike White in the building, so, I mean, if they were considering doing that, then Mike White should be playing right now. Connor, we know. Doc, obvious. What did Connor say? Jake Browning sucks. Yep, I agreed with him when he said that. The Fox announcing team was of the belief Cincy should take the points for momentum purposes. That's fine, but the team hasn't scored a tutty in a while. Yeah, I get it. But Jake Browning was looking better on that drive, and there's so many reasons I think you go for it there. Because it's only 4 yards. With the way this game has gone, it really feels like if you don't do something crazy, then there's no way that you're going to be able to inspire the guys to get back into this one. So I think you take a chance there, and best case scenario, you're still down by 2 scores. Worst case scenario, you're still down by 2 scores, right? Maybe you give the Lions some decent field positioning, but not really because the half is over. I don't know. I will say after the field goal, it ended up being, but we had timeouts too, so I don't know. I would have gone for it. That's all I'm saying. Because Jake Browning is not an untalented quarterback. He's looked really bad, but I think you need to find a way to get him some confidence. And converting a 4th down and getting in the end zone on this drive gives him some confidence. So if you're going to stick with Jake, then give Jake a chance to, believe in himself. Because I don't think he believes. I mean, Jake Browning's got to be a little delusional, but he doesn't look like he believes that. He doesn't look like he believes in himself right now. He looks like he's out there, he's flustered, he doesn't know where he's going with the ball. He looks like he didn't study, and I'm sure he studied. I'm sure he prepared very hard for this game and all the other games. But it looks like he didn't, which tells me that he's not trusting what his eyes tell him. He's not trusting his study. He's not trusting anything. He needs to get some confidence. He needs to get into a rhythm, and I don't understand. I don't think kicking a field goal helps him cement the fact that was a drive you can build on. I think kicking that field goal basically, it doesn't give you any momentum. You don't lose any momentum, I guess, but it's we're so in the negative right now as far as momentum goes. We're not going to win the momentum battle today. We're just not. So why not risk another hit to the momentum for a chance to give Jake Browning some confidence, a chance to play, And here's the thing, if you do convert that 4th down, then you probably might, there's a chance that you can get some of the momentum back, But going for the field goal, I just feel like is, I don't know. I'm glad that we're not going to get shut out. That's a plus. The defense looks up and down, but, the defense looks like they could win a football game if the offense decided that they wanted to play a football game. But I just don't even know. I don't even know what to say. My only hope right now is that we come out, have some halftime adjustments, maybe get a turnover on defense on the first drive, and then the offense builds on what they had in that last series of plays, right? And then if you can get a touchdown, if you can stop them from getting any points on this upcoming drive, and then the offense gets a touchdown on the next drive, then it's suddenly a 3-point ball game, right? I think. Or is it a 4-point ball game? I think it's a 4-point ball game. But either way, it's a very close ball game at that point. And you do have some momentum at that point, right? So, I guess, I don't know. I feel like a touchdown really would have helped a lot more with, psychology and mentality. Don't follow the Bengals, but why all the talk about quarterback? O-line hasn't kept Joe upright and no run game. Maybe that's just me. Well, all the talk about quarterback is the fact that like Jake Browning is the one throwing all these interceptions and looking absolutely awful behind the backfield. And with Joe Burrow, even with a bad offensive line, this team's competitive and wins games. Like that's why all the talk about quarterback. Is the offensive line bad? I think the offensive line isn't as bad as people think it is. Like I think the offensive line has had, is definitely not as good as they should be with all the investment into them. But like in the run blocking is really bad. I'll give you that. But the pass blocking, I think people overstate how bad the pass blocking is. I think the pass blocking for Joe Burrow would be doing okay, outside of the injuries. But you also notice that all these injuries to Joe Burrow are ligament injuries, right? It feels to me like part of the problem is Joe Burrow needs to bulk up. If he's going to play football like Ben Roethlisberger, he can't be built like Kenny Pickett, Like, that's how I feel about that. But, yeah, could the offensive line improve in pass protection? Yeah. I don't think the offensive line is that bad in pass protection. They look pretty bad in run blocking, though, so I'll give you that. But it's not just quarterback talk. It's like there's a lot of bad things going on. The defense just looks like a complete train wreck half the time, and the other half the time they look pretty good. But, there's so much more to analyze here than just the quarterback. But I do think it's at the point where it's like, we don't even stand a chance in hell if Jake Browning's playing like this constantly. That last drive was pretty good. Give Jake Browning some credit for the last drive. But I was screaming for Mike White before that drive. Now I'm now more willing to give Jake Browning another shot. But I don't think he should have gotten that shot. I think, you should have put somebody else in there because Jake was just looking absolutely outmatched. He was not looking like an NFL quarterback. Now both Kyle and Mikey's teams look pathetic. Well, Mikey won. I mean, yeah, the Saints are pretty pathetic, but they did win. So I think, unless the Bengals have a miracle turnaround here, I think you're going to have you're not going to have a pure sad episode of Who Dey versus Who Dat on Thursday. Like, Mikey's team won, so I think he's going to be happy about that. Maybe because Burrow was quarterback when the Bengals reached back-to-back AFC Championship games. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, because this team, despite all its flaws, which a lot of its flaws right now aren't really that much different than the flaws that they've had before, but with a healthy Joe Burrow, they went to back-to-back AFC Championship games. Like, and that was Joe Burrow coming off of an ACL tear, too, where they went to the Super Bowl. So that's why all the quarterback talk. I do agree with that, Jim. That's why all the quarterback talk. Now, again, I don't think quarterback solves the problem. I don't think trading for Kirk Cousins suddenly makes this a playoff team. Because there's so many other problems than just that. Like MJ was saying, the offensive line's run block. If you can't run the ball, Kirk Cousins is just going to get constantly hit in the backfield and probably going to throw interceptions because he's not an amazing quarterback. Jameis Winston is probably going to panic and start making gambles and stuff, and that might get you some crazy good plays, but it's also going to get you a lot more losses than you're comfortable with. So, trading for a quarterback doesn't solve the problem. Getting a new quarterback doesn't solve the problem. Joe Burrow coming back and being magically healthy again might solve the problem, or at least help the problem enough that you can win enough games to get to the playoffs. But beyond that, not really. So I guess the Bengals get the ball. That might actually make sense. So I thought the Lions received the ball in the second half. I guess I'm wrong, but if I saw Charlie Jones out there getting ready to return. So if the Bengals get the ball first in the second half, then I think I understand. And that does appear to be the case. So I guess I understand the field goal a little bit more now, because you take points, you see if you can drive back down the field, and then suddenly, like I said, it's a 4-point ball game if you can get in the end zone. So okay, I'm now less angry about the field goal because I get it. You get the ball, you're going to get the ball right back and see if the offense can instead of risking getting no points, you take the fact that, hey, we can get some points here, and we're going to get the ball right back anyway, on the other side of the field, but maybe we can get 10 points out of this like series of drives here instead of like, at most 7, right? So I'm no longer upset about the field goal. All right, and that's going to be a handoff, and that's a good run there by Chase Brown. So I don't know if it was good run blocking or not, but it worked out. So about a 5-yard gain. So if we can establish the run, then that gives Jake Browning more of an opportunity to, maybe try to do something interesting in the passing game. I don't know how likely all of that is, but, if you can have a more balanced, like, offensive style, establish the run. Don't run on every play, but establish the run, then maybe you got a shot. All right, Jake Browning, it's gonna be a play action this time. That's a great block there by Chase Brown. Throwing's intercepted again. Bring Mike White in. It was a clean pocket. It was a clean pocket. You had no reason to throw that ball like that, Jake. Put Mike White in. I'm done. I'm done with Jake Browning. This is pathetic. It was a clean pocket. You had it was maybe not perfectly clean, but like, why are you even trying to throw that ball to Mike Gesicki? Because you've been underthrowing dudes all game. You got to throw that ball perfectly to even give Mike Gesicki a chance at that. Put Mike White in. I don't give a shit. I'm done with Jake Browning. That's it. There's no justification for not putting Mike White in, guys. This is it. 3 picks, a couple of them been downright awful. Me thinks it's time to yank him. Yeah, put Mike White in. I'm done. Jake Browning's, at the very least, Jake Browning's in his own head. And you just got to, he can't possibly right now be the best option to do anything with. You've lost your shot at the double up. Jake Browning's over there shaking his head on the bench. Which is all we've seen all day is him just doing that. Like, it's not helping. Mike White needs to go in there and at least fucking try. Because, like, the defense can't keep saving this offense's ass. I mean, they got the ball at the 25-yard line right now. I wouldn't even be mad at the defense if they let a touchdown go on this drive, as Dax Hill gets a pretty good blitz. And Jared Goff has to eventually just try to, sling that thing while he's falling down. And Sam Laporta drops what was a very sudden and bad pass by Jared Goff. So it's 3rd and 7 now, and maybe we can hold him to a field goal. I don't know. Defense overall today has played well. Not every drive. There's been some bad drives. But defense overall has played pretty well. So, like, man, if they can hold him to a field goal, then, like, we're still in this game if we can get the offense going. So you got to give it to Mike White. That's what I'm just saying. You got to give it to Mike White. He's been on the team a couple weeks now. Jared Goff's got a clean pocket now. He's going to throw over the middle, and that's caught. Great. And that's a first down. That sucks. I'm not even mad at the defense. Like, I want to be upset about that because, it's poor coverage by Logan Wilson. Like, he was in position to be able to try to, like, bat that pass down, and he just, like, he hesitated. That sucks. But I can't even be mad at the defense because the defense has played pretty, the defense is the reason we're in this game, Doesn't feel like we're in this game, but mathematically we're in this game. And that's entirely because of the defense. So I can't even be mad right now. Like, I want to be mad because you had an opportunity, but it's not their fault that the Lions are at the 25-yard line, or started this drive at the 25-yard line, as they give up a 6-yard run there. Again, I want to be mad, but I'm just not. Jahmyr Gibbs with the 6-yard run. Great. It's exactly what I wanted, It's exactly what we need as a fan base, as a franchise, as a whatever. We just need a team that has absolutely no ability to get anything done on offense, regardless of how well the defense plays. Maybe, you know what? Maybe this is karma for what the defense did to the offense, back in 2023 and 2024. And they give up a run. It looked like it was a first down to Jahmyr Gibbs. This might be holding on the Lions, though. It is. It is holding on the Lions. Okay. So that's gonna be what, like a 10-yard loss. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be like 15 to go now. So that helps. But like I don't feel bad for the defense. I mean, obviously not every single player out there on the defense. It's not even coached by the same guy anymore because we fired Lou Anarumo. But this is exactly what the defense has been doing to the offense for a couple of years. So I'm not even like, maybe this is just karma for the defense. This is what you guys get for treating the offense like this for years. Couldn't get a damn thing done. And now the shoe's on the other foot, and that does suck. But anyway, it's going to be a screen pass to Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh my God, they give up the first fucking down. And I think they give up a touchdown. I think I could get mad at that one. Because that was like, he had to go 20 yards. And there were like 4 guys around him. I think I can get mad at that one. Jake Browning's warming up. Why? Why is Mike White not warming up? Jake Browning's getting ready to go out on the field. Why is Mike White not going out there? Yeah, you got 3 guys who are in position, 4, 5, including Logan Wilson, who's more focused on trying to force a fumble than making a tackle. It's 20-3, and we're in the third quarter, and we're early in the third quarter, and this one feels almost wrapped up. And there's the extra point, and it's good. If this continues like this, I don't know how Zach Taylor survives. Like, I don't understand how anybody can expect Zach Taylor to have any respect from anybody in the locker room right now. Even Joe Burrow, who apparently that's Zach Taylor's his boy, but with the results, this is what happens. Like, I'm sorry, but if Joe Burrow doesn't like it, well, you're getting paid enough money that you can deal with it. But like, I've been a Zach Taylor supporter. I have, but if this is what we're gonna get, 3 games in a row like this, I don't see how you keep Zach Taylor. I just don't. Tomorrow, Jake Browning should be released. No, I don't think so. I wouldn't expect that. Whether you think it should happen or not, I don't think it should. But because like part of it is like the only reason Jake Browning would be released tomorrow is if you put Mike White in the game and Mike White plays really well, and then you still have to go sign another quarterback. So I don't think that makes any sense. Well, because I think you do have Brett Rippon on the practice squad, right? Maybe. I don't even know who's on the practice squad. The practice squad. Practice squad, you got Sean Clifford, the former Packers longtime third stringer, and Mike White, who's on the... Is Mike White not active for this game? Let me check Twitter. Because, like, I swear that's Mike White on the sideline. I don't know who the hell else it would be. You got Jake Browning at quarterback, and you got Brett Rippon. Okay, so I guess Brett Rippon is apparently the backup quarterback. Makes no sense. Anyway, I don't even know. Like, to have hope, is that even something that's possible at this point? That was a bad toss. Lions are a good team, but just can't make that decision. There's not even analysis to be had at this point, MJ. They should put you on the field to replace Jake Browning. No, they shouldn't, Nick. No, they shouldn't. The reason why is because I don't want to get a concussion. So I don't want to get hit. I don't want it. I would rather the Bengals lose than me go out there and play. I'm sorry. I'm willing to put myself out here on YouTube and make myself look stupid. I'm not willing to actually go out there and play the football game. I'm cool. Yeah, maybe give me Joe Burrow's money. Maybe I'll do it. Oh man, Charlie Jones is gonna run all the way across the field and ends up picking about a few yards out of that, I guess. It's officially a 3-score game, so I'm gonna prep the casserole. Yeah. Yep. I mean, barring a defensive turnover, I don't like. Barring, like, I mean, maybe if they go down the field. I got my guy calling me. Sorry. I'm podcasting right now. I can't take that call. But like, even if they go down the field here and get a touchdown, which I can't imagine. Good run there by Chase Brown. Whoop-de-doo. About a 6-yard run. Let me text him just so he knows I'm not ignoring him necessarily. Even if they go down and get a touchdown, like we're still pretty much going to need a defensive score to even really have a prayer of even being considered back in this game, right? Jake Brown, he's going to hand the ball off Chase Brown, and he picks up like 2 yards because we're just like might as well just run the ball at this point. And they know like what are you going to do? Give it to Jake Browning so he can throw another pick? Man, I don't understand why Jake Browning's still in the game, guys. He's thrown 3 interceptions so far, and none of them have even been justifiable. None of it's like, oh, he was maybe trying to thread the needle and he just missed it, or none of it's been like, oh, it got tipped by somebody and it was a freak play. No, every single one has been a horrendous decision by Jake Browning. Like how that guy's an NFL quarterback. If you only looked at this season, amazing catch by the way by Mike Gesicki. They're saying that's not a catch. Okay, so it's such an amazing catch that it didn't even get caught. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that ball got knocked away. Like I said, the picture quality isn't always the best, so sometimes it's a little hard for me to see the ball. 4th and 3. We still got 25 minutes left to go in this football game, guys. I don't want to watch the rest of this game. Punt is away, and it's in the end zone for a touchback. We might need a new punter. We might need a new quarterback. We might need a whole new offensive line again. We might need, an entirely new defensive line. Not Trey Hendrickson, but I mean, who knows if we're going to bring him back next year? This team is just completely out of. I don't even know. Are we sure this is an NFL team? It looks like an XFL team, and even then, I'm not even sure they'd win a lot of games in the XFL, which doesn't even exist anymore. So that should tell you how I feel about it. I'm gonna go P for the D, I guess. Maybe they do something. Because the Bengals suck. Yeah. Yeah. So, you want to come say hi to everybody? That might be more entertaining than listening to me talk about the Bengals right now.
Hello.
Look, it's my son, everybody. He also likes the Bengals, and I'm very sorry that I cursed him with that existence. All right, 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. I must have missed something. And David Montgomery, 3-yard run, which under normal circumstances would be good, but not under these. Did I miss a play or something? Jared Goff, 39 yards to Sam Laporta. Yep, that's what I missed. Good Lord. What are we even doing? Can we just run out the rest of the clock? I don't really want to watch this game anymore. I don't. I honestly just don't want to watch it anymore.
If you don't. Huh. Yeah.
Well, I can't turn it off, Murphy.
Right. Well, but it'd be good.
All right, it's a handoff to David Montgomery, and he picks up about 4 yards. I don't even know what to say about this team, y'all. They're awful. They're just awful, and I don't even know how you salvage this. I just don't. There's no hope of any kind. We're completely devoid of hope as another first down throw to David Montgomery. The defense, which has played okay today, is starting to give up, just like they did last week. Just like they did against the Vikings. Jake Browning is a complete joke of a quarterback, which sucks because, he's been good in the past. What's up, Nick? What's up, Nick? Gonna put together a good show this week. Probably. I don't know. Jared Goff, shotgun formation. And hand the ball off. I'm sorry, not shotgun formation. It's going to be I formation, but they just let David Montgomery get out to the left side. And I'm not even it feels stupid to criticize the defense because of how bad the offense has been and how many opportunities they've given the offense. But they look like they just look done right now. I don't even know how to respond to this. I don't even know what to say about this, guys. This is just pathetic. Jared Goff's going to hand the ball off to David Montgomery, and they actually stop him that time. Wonderful. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. He may have got back to the line. So they might have stopped him for a yard loss. I'm not sure I care. The only thing that would help at this point is a defensive score. That's the only thing that would help. And even then, it probably wouldn't help that much because it's not like the offense is going to do anything after that. Still be an 11-point ball game, and then it's just absolute god awful performance by the offense. That's there's no reason to believe even a defensive turnover would help. David Montgomery's gonna and it doesn't it's gonna be a touchdown. So now the defense is broken too. And this game's basically over, but we still got to watch it for 20 more minutes. 27-3. Where's Mikey coming? Mikey's about to come in here and be like, "Oh, it's 28-3. That's a good thing." I don't even know what to say, guys. I just don't even know what to say. This is pathetic. It's pathetic. It's not. It's the complete opposite of inspiring. I don't even know how don't even know how you move forward from here. this team looks like it's quit on Zach Taylor. That's what it looks like to me. It looked like the defense maybe had some belief, but it looks like they've quit on Zach Taylor. But I'll tell you one thing. It looks like the defense has at least tried a hell of a lot better than the offense has. And so maybe you make Al Golden the interim head coach. Honestly, because like he was here for the Super Bowl run as a linebacker coach, but he was here for the Super Bowl run. So I mean, like, if he can inspire the defense, maybe he can inspire the offense. You know, I've been a Zach Taylor fan, but you just can't justify this anymore. It's like I don't even know how you proceed forward, how you look anybody in the eye and try to act like you give a shit about winning if Zach Taylor's still the coach after this. I don't even know if they're going to get to my score prediction. I don't even know if they're going to get to the point where, you know, if they can even hold the Lions to one more score or manage to score 10 more points themselves. You know, maybe because you're potentially entering garbage time now, maybe they'll get, you know, a field goal and a touchdown. Maybe that'll get me close to my score prediction. I mean, I guess if there's good news to be had, it's that my score prediction is very much on the table right now. I'm guessing you weren't here a few minutes ago, Mikey. I told everybody you were going to come in and say that. And I knew you were going to say that. This is bad, dude. This is just bad. Fix the scoreboard past halftime. It doesn't feel like it. I'll go ahead and fix the scoreboard, but it doesn't feel like it's past halftime, dude. It feels like it's still the first quarter with how this game is just dragging, man. I got other things to do today. Like, I really want to just... I have other things I'd like to go do, you know? But I'm going to have to sit here and watch this stupid fucking team. Sorry, I was talking with some Saints boys. You can do what you want to do, Mikey. Like, you don't. I'm not upset with you, and you know. As far as the 28-3 thing goes, I mean, that's, you know. I'm still not upset with you. I knew it was a predictable thing to say. I said earlier that you were going to say that. Because duh. And I don't begrudge you. I was messing with you on your stream, so I'm like, I mean, you know. Might as well. Fucking, you know, keep it coming. I don't give that much of a shit. I'm like, I don't know if you can hurt me at this point. I'm starting to just get bored. It'd be a handoff to Chase Brown for like a yard and a half. I'm starting to just get bored, guys. I'm starting to just like... I'm running out of energy to be upset. Jake Browning might come out here and throw another interception. I'm not sure I'll care. Jake Browning might come out here and throw for a touchdown and like a 98-yard touchdown to Jahmyr Chase, and I'm still not sure I'll care. Be like, oh, that's nice. See what they do here. 2nd and 8. Jake Browning, shotgun snap, throws, caught, dropped by T. Higgins. That was not necessarily Jake Browning's fault. Not sure I care. Kelvin Shepard, the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, doing a good job against us today. No, don't know if it's been the best season from him overall so far, but been doing a good job against us. Third and 8. From the 29-yard line. Jake Browning is rolling back, and he's going to step up, and he's going to run it himself, and he manages to get the first down. Cool. Picked about 14 yards on that play. It's not bad. I want to be happier about it, but I can't. I just it's one nice play in a sea of absolute garbage. He had that one drive that made me think that like maybe he's gonna, get it together when it was still 14-3. And he was starting to play better, and I was like, you know what, I get, like maybe he's gonna look better. That's a really nice play there by Mike Gesicki to get open, and Jake Browning throws the ball correctly to him, which is nice. So they're driving right now, which is great, but it's like, I mean, it's still the third quarter, and it's already basically garbage time. So, I mean, like I said, if they get in the end zone, I'm still not sure I care. Other than, like, I maybe get my score prediction right, but it's not like I have any money down on it anyway. And Mike Gesicki's hurt. Great. It's just fucking pile it on. Why not? I formation. Now Noah Fant's actually going to motion into the single back. And Chase Brown's going to take the handoff. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. Probably not even that. Probably about 2. This is awful. Like, this is the biggest kick in the fucking teeth as Bengals fans. Because, like, we were so excited about the season. We're like, man, they had a good offseason. Joe Burrow had a relatively normal offseason where, he doesn't have to deal with, like, recovering from any injuries or any major drama outside of Trey Hendrickson. His guys got paid. Like, this offense should be absolutely spectacular this year. I don't know if the defense is going to be any good, but, like, the offense should be out there at least lighting up the scoreboard. And Jake Browning's over here missing Ja'Marr Chase, but I think they might be giving pass interference to them here from the Lions, so yeah. Whatever they called it was on the Lions, so that'll probably give the Bengals first down. It's pass interference, so Brian Branch is down on the ground, limping off right now. That's not great. And he's just limping around. He might not be limping off. I can't tell. Kyler Murray got injured because the ball hit him in the face. The ball hit him in the. He has a face mask. What do you mean he got injured? Because it was a concussion. Because it was a concussion, I get it. What do you mean the ball hit him in the face? He's got a face mask. First 2 games of the season looked mad promising. That kind of. The offense didn't look very good, but the defense looked better, and and then Joe Burrow gets hurt, and obviously that kills you. But then Jake Browning comes out and he plays pretty okay. I mean, he throws 3 interceptions, but he still gets the job done when it matters against the Jaguars, which are a pretty good football team this year. And so like after weeks 1 and 2, like, he came out thinking like, okay, well, we don't have Joe Burrow right now, but he's maybe coming back in 3 months. And if he's coming back in 3 months, then we could probably get 5 wins out of this season based on our schedule. And then we lose 3 games in a row in absolutely, like, dickless fashion. Like, there's nothing. There's just no hope of anything even remotely looking halfway decent right now. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Head. Oh, hit him. Oh, okay. So like hit him in the head like this. I mean, if he's got a concussion, I guess that makes sense. I think I might have just given myself a concussion by doing that. Thought you said the face. I'm like, he's got a face mask. What do you mean he got it? Okay, he did get a. Oh no, that was okay. AI just stupid. Completely different game. According to Yahoo Sports, on August 2nd, so that's not even the same. I don't know. I can't find anything about that. I'm guessing it's probably a concussion. Brian Branch getting looked at on the sideline there, so he's not going to be in on this play at the very least. But he doesn't look like... Might have gotten his leg cut. That might have been what happened. Because it looks like they're bandaging him up. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. I mean... This is actually good protection, and Jake Browning still has to dump it off short to Chase Brown and takes a 2-yard loss. Like... The offensive line did a very good job in pass protection there. Jake Browning was not panicking. I guess Brian Branch came in on that play, but like, okay, no, that was the last play. They're just not going to even show a replay of what happened on the last one. I don't know. They can't even analyze it. My guess is nobody got open, so he dumped it off short to Chase Brown, who takes a 2-yard loss. Like, I don't even know how to. This is what I'm saying about the offense. Like, even if they get down the field, who knows, like, the idea that they're actually going to do anything with it. Chase Brown fumbles the ball to T. Higgins, who catches it. Chase Brown What just happened? Chase Brown looked like he just threw the ball to T. Higgins. It's going to be 3rd and 8 now. So Chase Brown basically makes up for the yards that he lost, and then just throws the ball to T. Higgins. No, the ball gets knocked out. Okay, that's what happens. I was confused because it looked like he threw the ball. I guess not. It's 4th and 8 now from the 39-yard line, and I just get... Chase Brown's going to get about 7 yards and put him in field goal range. Just like... And it's only going to be like 3 yards to go, so it's like, it kind of feels like... It feels like in a normal situation you'd go for it, but I don't even know if I trust the offense to get anything done here. It was a bad snap. That's wild. Kyler foot injury. I thought we said it was a head injury. Sounds like you're watching a clown show. Oh, you don't even know the half of it, Mikey. Jake Browning, he's going to throw to nobody on 4th and 3. And Mike Gesicki's calling for, like, pass interference. He might get it. That was a really late flag, but he might get it. And they're calling it on the Lions. Okay, all right. Well, I guess that's going to work out. Pass interference on the Lions. I don't know what the hell was up with that pass, but... Yeah, I don't know about... Yeah, no, it's definitely pass interference. Now, I don't know if that was entirely catchable by Jake Browning, but he definitely... It was definitely some sort of not legal contact that happened there that made that a bad pass. Like, because that... I think Mike Gesicki was trying to get back, and they basically interfered with what was going on. So I guess that's pass interference? I don't know. Jake Browning, shotgun snap. He's got a pretty clean pocket, and he gets it off to Andre Yoshivas, who makes a couple guys miss. Down to 20-15 to the 14-yard line where he gets out of bounds. And that's, hey, look, a good offensive play. Wow. 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 He's back in already? Yep, I did see that. I'm talking about Brian Branch, I'm assuming. Oh, wait, no, that was a replay, so I guess he's back in now? Cool. Happy he's not hurt. He's not in on this play, though. You sure he's back in? I don't know why you take Brian Branch off the field. Like, probably, maybe not, if not your best defensive player, like, definitely your best defensive back. I don't know why you take him off the field. Hi, Kyle. Which kitty's going meow or roar today? Have you seen the score, John? Like, are you fucking with me, or are you like, or is that a serious question? Like, obviously the Lions are kicking our asses. So, I mean, I don't know if that's like a real question or what, but like that, the Lions are kicking our asses right now. That's what's happening. This isn't even, the Bengals aren't even fucking kitties. They're rats, as far as I'm concerned right now. I'm just so fucking done with them. By the way, funny of you to show up, John, when Andre Yoshivas gets, like, you know, a really good play. You know, gets them, keeps the drive alive and keeps them driving toward the goal line. So, that's your boy, right? No Kyler Murray. Oh, he's already back in the game. Okay. There you go. Good for him. Don't like seeing people get injured. There you go. Go Yoshi. Hey, at least one of the players on this team is good. Honestly, Yoshi's had a better season than Jahmyr Chase, honestly. And that's not to say Jahmyr Chase is bad. That's to say that this offense is so bad that teams can basically just shut Jahmyr Chase down by probably doubling him and stuff. Welcome to the club of sadness. I'll probably join you next week. Well, I know you won, but I think you're right here with me already, Mikey. Man, it's such a kick in the nuts because I was really looking forward to every Bengals fan was really looking forward to see what happened in the season. Because it seemed like everything was lining up. Joe was getting the things he wanted. He was healthy. He was, a lot of good things being said about some, players that you wanted to see starting to develop. And in halfway through week 2, Joe Burrow is essentially out for the season. And it wouldn't be out for the season if, there was any sort of competency on this team other than Joe Burrow. Or at least on the offense other than Joe Burrow. And so you've got basically 3 games in a row that you just get absolutely manhandled in. And so after this game, unless there's an absolute miracle, you're going to be 2-3 after this. And just looking like completely useless in all 3 of those games. I say as they have the ball at the 15 right now, but Jake Browning, shotgun snap, looking around, pocket collapses, and he gets out of it. He's going to roll out to his right. Just get rid of the ball. He does get rid of the ball, and it's caught by Jahmyr Chase. Is he in? Are they saying that's a touchdown? That's a touchdown to Jahmyr Chase! Whoa! What a crazy-ass play by Jake Browning. If anything, that's the thing that pisses me off the most, because that's the kind of talent Jake Browning has, right? Jake Browning could theoretically be a really good quarterback. He's not doing what he needs to do. That's 1 foot down, and he drags the other foot. Damn, what a catch by Jahmyr Chase for a touchdown. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild, y'all. Not going to matter. Although, hey, it's the beginning of the 4th quarter. Anything could happen. The game's not over. I think we all know it's basically over. But, a couple of interceptions forced Jared Goff to make some mistakes. Anything could happen. All right. 28-9. Evan McPherson's going to come out for the extra point. Kick is up, and I think it's good. It's hard to tell. I don't know why the definition is so low on YouTube TV here, but it is good, though. So, Bengals get some points on the board. And we're only at the beginning of the 4th quarter, technically, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh, shit. Hey, I'm just happy we're not winless. Let me have this. Yeah, I'm not saying, again, I know you had today's good, but I think we're both in the club of fatness. 28-3. Well, you know what? It's not like no team's ever come back from 28-3. Now, they did it. That was 28-3, I think, in the 3rd quarter. I don't think, we're in the 4th quarter. So, and Jake Browning's not Tom Brady either. So, I'm not saying it's impossible, but KGM scored more than 3 points today. Yeah, that's something. That at least makes you not feel like utter garbage, right? That at least makes you feel like they're still trying out there, I guess. That takes some of the edge off, I guess. And good tackle there by Shaka Hayward on the punt return or on the kick return coverage. It wasn't very good coverage, but he does tackle him correctly. I thought you weren't gonna care. I said I might not care, Mikey. I'm not feeling it. It didn't feel like much, but it is nice to see them do something. But I said I might not care. I didn't say I wouldn't care. And I still don't feel I don't care that much. So I wasn't that far off. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. It's going to be a play action pass, and they bit so hard on that one. And it's going to be a pass to right there, and he picks up about 5 yards, sorry. Come on, defense. Like, I know it feels bleak. I know I haven't said anything to make people feel better about this game, but like, we do technically still have pretty much the whole fourth quarter to play, so can you put something together like you were putting together before? I'm not going to blame the defense for this loss no matter what happens, but I think it's going to be a false start on the Lions there. Yep, false start on the Lions. And that's the thing, like, the Lions, there's been so many missed opportunities by the Bengals offense to take advantage of these situations. As Jahmyr Gibbs, actually, was the one who false started on that, so that's kind of funny. Now, I'll tell you what I will care about, Mikey. If we did magically come back and win this game, I would care about that. That would be pretty cool, but I don't know if I care about garbage time points. Like, I care a little bit. It's nice to see him do something. All right, Jared Goff is going to get taken down. There you go, by Trey Hendrickson. Going to be a sack. And it's going to be 3rd down. And I think it's going to be like 3rd and 7, so it's not going to be 3rd and forever or whatever. But, you know, the defense has a chance to get off the field here. And I'll tell you what. If the offense can get something going, maybe they can get in the end zone. And then it's only an 11-point ball game. With plenty of time left to go, you know, so you know. It's going to be 3rd and 14, actually. I thought it was going to be like 3rd and 7, so I guess I'm a little off here. But it's going to be 3rd and 14 after that sack by Trey Hendrickson, and, like, just get off the fucking field, man. It's going to be a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and the Bengals thought for sure that was going to be a pass, and it wasn't. But I think the Lions are basically just punting on this drive, which is kind of crazy to me because, like, there's plenty of time left in the fourth quarter. If I'm Dan Campbell, especially with how ballsy he can be, if I'm Dan Campbell, I'm at least trying to. I'm not punting basically on 3rd down, which is essentially what you're doing by running the ball. Maybe you're trying to catch the Bengals off guard, but this Bengals defense has been okay today, and they're pissed off right now. So I don't know if that's the best call by. Well, I guess it wouldn't have been Dan Campbell, whoever their offensive coordinator is. I don't know if that's the best play call. Charlie Jones is going to take the punt return, and he's going to get it out to about the 30-yard line. And that's where the Bengals offense is going to have a chance to try to do something. Now, if you can get a big chunk play, you know, big, gigantic touchdown, then, you know, I mean, it's still feeling pretty bleak, but, you know, if you can show some life, like, honestly, man, if you can at least show some life after, like coming out of this game, even if you don't win, I don't know. I don't even know if I give a shit if they don't win. Like, if they come back and... Because like, this game's been so awful up to this point. I don't even know if, like, coming back and almost... I don't know if a moral victory would sate me at all. I don't know if it would. You know? How dare you have hope for your team? I'm not entirely sure I would call it hope, Mikey. I'm not sure I would call it hope. I think I would call it trying to throw something on the wall and see if it sticks. I don't know if I'm at the point where I believe. I don't even know if I'd believe if we got a touchdown. Now, if we got like a touchdown and then the defense got us the ball back quickly and then we got another touchdown, And suddenly that's like a 14-point swing, and we're only down by 4 points. At that point, I might start getting a little delusional, you know. But I don't think even if the offense like comes out and gets a quick touchdown on this drive, I would get excited about that. I'll tell you that. I would get excited, be like, oh my god, you know, because like it looks really cool. But I don't think I would quite yet be at the point where I'm like, I think we might come back and win this game, because I've seen too much of this team with Jake Browning to believe that that's going to stick around, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm not currently saying it's impossible. So I think another touchdown, I don't know if that would really change my opinion on the likelihood of whether we win this game or not, right? 2 more touchdowns unanswered, and you don't take very much time off the clock, then maybe I might start getting a little delusional. If we get 2 unanswered, you know, scores, and, you know, we still have enough time on the clock to, you know, go get another touchdown. Because here's the thing. We need 3 touchdowns. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you really think about that, we need 3 touchdowns because we're down by 18 points. So, you know, a field goal doesn't really do you any good at any point. Like, no field goals. Field goals aren't going to help you. And if that's what you're getting. Anyway, it's going to be Samaje Perine. He gets a bit of a seam on the outside. There you go. I think he picks up maybe he might have gotten a first down. Maybe. It's either a 9 or a 10-yard gain, depending on where they spot it. That was good run blocking on that play. Been talking about how bad their run blocking is today, and that was good run blocking. You know, maybe they can put it on their own film and study themselves. The crazy thing is, it's still only like, you know, we're still got more than 12 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. So, if anything, that just feels like more torture. But, anyway, Jake Browning's under center. He's going to, it's going to be a flea flicker, and he's going to step up and he's going to fumble the fucking ball. And Orlando Brown Jr. falls on it, so it's not going to be a turnover. But it was a flea flicker, which honestly, like, I think you saw that Jake Browning was about to get eaten alive on that play, so don't do that. Like, if you're Chase Brown, I think you just try to keep that ball and run. Because, like, Aiden Hutchinson's right there. Horrendous play by Orlando Brown Jr. to get beat by Aiden Hutchinson there. But Aiden Hutchinson is a really good player. But at least he had the wherewithal to go pick up the fumble. Jake Brown is going to be thrown gets hit as he's throwing, but he does manage to get it to Chase Brown, who picks up about 4 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 14, which sucks. But this has been par for the course all day. So, I mean, I feel about it as likely that they're going to convert this as they're going to get a lesser, you know, like if it was like 3rd and 3, I still don't know if I'd have that much faith in them to convert it. So 3rd and 14 seems just as convertible, honestly. So we'll see what happens here. As long as Jake Browning doesn't get sacked, then maybe we'll have a positive play. Why would you watch the next 2 or 3 games? Because I run a YouTube channel, Jim. Stop being a dick. Your Bengals suck, need a new quarterback, and about 4 or 5 players on defense. Yeah. Why are you such a dick, dude? Like, you're allowed to be. You're allowed to come on here and talk trash. But why are you such a dick? 3rd and 14. See what they come up with here. Jake Browning is in the shotgun formation. And they're playing pretty soft coverage here, so there's a chance. I don't know. Jake Browning has time to throw it. He's got Ja'Marr Chase, who's got it! Oh, no, and he's going to walk in for the 80-yard touchdown. What? Now that's exciting. Now that's something to get excited about. Holy shit. Now, I mean, we're still down like 11 points, but woo, Jake Browning with that moon ball. Yes, that'll get the blood pumping. That'll get the blood pumping, y'all. Ooh! What a move by Ja'Marr Chase to get open like that, dude. That's why he's an all-pro. Oh! And he just like, he stops at the 1 and just like casually walks backwards just to taunt him. And doesn't get a taunting penalty, which is huge. But, woo! Alright, it's 28-16 now. Kick is up, and that's good. So it's 28-17. And, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not doing it, but I'm getting close to, you never know, you know. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not letting them do it to me yet. If they get another unanswered touchdown, I might let them do it to me, but I'm not doing it yet. I'm not doing it yet, guys. I'm not doing it yet. Chargers threw an interception at the goal line. Fuck the Chargers. Who are they even playing? I don't even have the scores up. Cardinals beating the Titans 21-12. Buccaneers and Seahawks are tied 35-35, so they're possibly going to overtime. Seahawks driving right now. Commanders up 20-10 on the Chargers, so that's who they're playing, is the Commanders. Interesting. Dude, I'll tell you what, it's just good to see Jahmyr Chase get such a crazy-ass play. It feels like it's been so long since we've seen Jahmyr Chase hit like a home run like that even if we lose this game, it's just nice to see Jahmyr Chase out there looking like Jahmyr Chase, you know? Like, if we lose this game, I don't know how to feel about the season, but, you know, whatever. Can I get a headphone warning next time? No, you can't, Mikey. You do it to everybody. You of all people don't get to complain about a headphone warning, okay? You of all people don't get to do that. Are the Lions about to become the Falcons in the Super Bowl? You know what? Stop giving me hope, people. Stop giving me hope. Don't do this to me. Are the Lions about to become the Falcons in the Super Bowl? Dude, that would be crazy. That would be absolutely fucking wild if that happened. But I'm choosing not to let that happen to me. I am choosing to try to not do that. Now, if we get a pick 6 on this next drive, then I might lose my fucking shit a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But I am choosing right now to stay realistic. I am choosing to say that the Bengals have looked awful all day, and while the defense has looked okay, the defense has kind of been on and off the last couple of drives. So it still feels like, barring like a big turnover or something, which is still possible. Like a turnover, knock on wood, mostly because I don't want to jinx the Bengals not getting a turnover. Like if that's in the cards, I don't want to accidentally jinx it and then it doesn't happen. But It just feels like even this comeback attempt feels insurmountable, What is PJ Jules doing? He's trying to punch the ball out while the guy was like way down, and then he's getting upset that he couldn't get it out. And it's like, well, he was really down, sir. He was very far down. he was all the way. The play's been dead for like at least 2 or 3 seconds already. I'm just happy he didn't get like a penalty or something. Let's go. Hey, now this game is getting interesting, and that, Jim, is why I am watching the games, because even if I don't have a whole lot of hope, it's at least fun watching football, even if my team sucks, right? And plus I get to vent about it, because I think I'd just be like constantly pissed off and I wouldn't have any hope at that point. Jared Goff's going to throw. He's got a clean pocket. Caught. I think it's Amon-Ra St. Brown for like a 7-yard gain. That's not great. And the Lions are what the Lions are going to try to do is they're going to try to burn a lot of this clock, because they haven't done a good job of that today, and they really kind of need to, because their grip on this game it's just got the slightest bit of a slip right now, and you want to try to burn that clock, because you don't want to give the Bengals, with the momentum they have, you don't want to, you've got a chance to try to run this clock out. You need to take it if you're the Lions. Did they take a timeout? The Bengals took a timeout. Why are we taking a timeout? The fuck? Why are we taking a timeout? Trey Hendrickson's getting something bandaged on the sideline there. That's not great. I told you it's the art of 28-3. I don't know. What did the Chargers do to you? I don't like the Chargers, dude. Like, Justin Herbert was, I felt, one of the most overhyped quarterbacks coming out of that draft class. He turned out to be pretty good, made me look kind of silly, but ever since then, he's still been overhyped. Like, as well as he plays, people are still constantly finding ways to overhype this man. Like, he's just perpetually overhyped. Like, there's just no stopping it. Like, he could be the best quarterback in the NFL, and people would still find a way to overhype him. Jared Goff, shotgun formation. He's going to throw wide open as Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, see, this is why I was not, wanting to. This is why I was like, I don't know about hope, guys. Hope feels like a lot. I'm kidding about the headphones. Yeah. I thought you might be kidding or something like that, but I'm just pointing out you do that shit all the time. That's all I was saying. Why, Mike, your team has little hope beyond 5 wins. True. Jim, you almost lost to Dylan Gabriel, so yeah, we beat the Giants, but a win is a win. Got owned by Aaron Rodgers again, I'll tell you that. Jared Goff's going to hand the ball off to David Montgomery, and he gets like 6-7 yards on the run, even though the entire Bengals team was at the play right there. And I'm just like, man, like, this seems so unfair, because I'm starting to get mad at the defense. I'm starting to get mad at the defense, and that's not fair, because, like, they've done such a mostly good job in this game. But right now, they're getting shredded. And, like, what we need to do is we need to save clock. And, if you let them get a field goal here, that's going to make things really tough. But it's looking like barring a blocked field goal, which would be great. You're really kind of making it way harder than it needs to be right now. David Montgomery with another, 6-yard run, and that's going to be a first down. Man, this is it's hard to really criticize them, because they're probably so tired from how hard they played all game today. But man, sometimes it feels like with this defense, when we really need them, that's when they choose to not play well. I don't know. I don't want to be mad at the defense, because it's not their fault the game's like this right now. It's just, man, come on. You can do better than that, right? Like, you can do better than this. From the 29, it's going to be a handoff to David Montgomery, and I think they're too focused on trying to rip the ball out that they're not actually trying to tackle. And so there's going to be another 9-yard gain. Like, you can tell, like, dudes are they're punching it, and they're more focused on trying to get a good shot on the ball than they are about wrapping the guy up. Yeah, look, Jordan Battle's over here just punching instead of trying to, actually hit him. Logan Wilson's over here, trying more to get the ball than he's trying to actually bring Dave Montgomery down. Like, I get it, but a turnover, you don't even need a turnover anymore. You just need to stop them and give the offense a chance. And they might have held him to 3rd and inches there. On 2nd and 1, he might have gotten the first down, but they might have stopped him. They're calling it a first down. I'm not going to dispute that. Darnold with 4 touchdown passes, but Seattle still loses to the Buccaneers. That's crazy. Crazy play in Tennessee at Arizona. What happened? Did anyone see the Titans play? I didn't. Buccaneers win. There you go, John. That ends that. The Lions will score here. Probably. It's going to be a pitch to Jahmyr Gibbs, and Geno Stone takes an awful angle. Escorts him out of bounds, I guess, but man, you could have had so much better of a play there. Especially when you had backup. Why did you take the inside angle there? Because you're giving him the outside. Are they trying to usher him out of bounds so they can't burn the clock? Is that what they're trying to do? Gave him 4 yards when they... Oh, they're calling it 2 yards, I guess. That was an okay play, but you got to do better. we're with like with like just a little over 5 minutes remaining. We're at the point of like we gotta like get a blocked field goal or something to have any shot. Jared Goff's gonna throw it and it's caught for a touchdown. And the Bengals are congratulating each other for something. They're doing the high five thing. Like, why? I think it was Cam Taylor-Britt on coverage too. He just gets absolutely roasted by this number 18 guy here. Like, what are you doing? Man, like I don't want to be like this is honestly kind of bullshit. I don't want to be mad at the defense because the defense has generally done a pretty good job today. But like, when we need you the most, where the hell are you? Isaac Tesla, I guess was the name of the guy, the rookie wide receiver out of Arkansas. Well, the good news is I got my score prediction right for the Lions most likely. I don't think they're going to score any more points today because, like, if they get the ball back, they'll probably just run the clock out. The Bengals overachieved as far as my score prediction goes. Yay. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like I don't give a shit if there's a little bit of a rally there at the end. Zach Taylor's got to go, dude. Like it's not working. It's not working. The team clearly isn't out there putting out their best effort for you anymore. And if this is their best effort, then good Lord. If this is your best effort, then like why are you in the NFL? It's one thing to have a bad game. It's another thing to have 3 games in a row like this. 3 games in a row where you look like this. Like, what are you even doing? What's even the point? 3 games in a row like this. Like, again, 1 bad game is okay. 2 bad games in a row isn't great, but I mean, with a 2-0 start, then, there's something there. 3 bad games in a row to take a 2-0 start to 2-3 and looking like absolute garbage the entire time? How is Zach Taylor even still employed as the Cincinnati Bengals head coach with 5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter? I'm almost at the point where I'm rooting for the Bengals to find some way to lose 3 points so that I can get my score prediction right. Good Lord, man. Tennessee, Arizona was, I think, a pick, then a fumble recovered in the end zone for a touchdown all in the same play. There you go. Enchilada casserole in the oven. Cool. It's going to be a toss to T. Higgins, I think, who was open and he caught it. Great. The Lions probably don't give a shit, right? Time for the 20-point touchdown. There you go, Mikey. If we get 20 points on this drive, then, we got a chance. Oh, and also, looks like the guy who was covering him got hurt, so that's part of why that play ended up doing well. The misery never ends. Yeah. Yep. It's Rocky Sin, by the way, who's the guy who's hurt. That's not good. He looks like he's been doing a good job for them today. I see that game-winning field goal there for the Buccaneers. That's crazy that the Seahawks let that happen. Would have been crazier if the Lions had let their lead slip, but no such luck. Because good news for them, they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Cardinals up 21-19 on the Titans, and they have the ball, and they're in field goal range, so that's probably good news for them. Commanders are up 20-10 over the Chargers. That's it. Yeah, those are the other scores. Okay. Saints beat the Giants 26-14. Congratulations, Mikey. Colts beat the Raiders 40-6, which is crazy. Jake Browning, shotgun formation. He's got Mike Gesicki, who drops it, but that was way behind him, to be fair. Cowboys beat the Jets 37-22. Broncos beat the Eagles 21-17. Panthers beat the Dolphins 27-24. Rest in peace, Dolphins. Texans beat the Ravens 44-10, which at least they're miserable too. That's, at least the Ravens are also miserable. Buccaneers beat the Seahawks 38-35. Sam Darnold, well, whatever. Jake Browning tries to throw it, and he's actually got Mike Gesicki this time. So instead of taking a sack, he gets to Mike Gesicki, who manages to not lose any yards. So I think that's good, probably. I don't even know. Maybe the Bengals' strategy. You know what? Here's the thing. If you really think about it, the Bengals aren't out of playoff contention, right? So if you really think about it, maybe what the Bengals are doing is they're trying to catch the whole league off guard by playing like garbage for 3 games in a row, and then the whole rest of the year, nobody's going to study any film on them, right? Jake Browning throws it up, and he's got Yoshi. Hey, there you go. About a 40, 50-yard grab there. Jake Browning's doing a good job with these moon balls today. He's at least got that on his side. Although one of them was an interception, so not super great. All right, well, Yoshi with the big catch there. That's great. Bengals got the ball at the 15-yard line with like 3:30 left to go. And Jake's just going to toss it short to Samaje Perine as he's about to get eaten alive by Orlando Brown Jr. once again, not being able to handle Aiden Hutchinson. But they turned it into a 5-yard gain, so whatever, I guess. 2nd and 5, Jake Browning got time to throw, and he's got Aiden Hutchinson chasing him down, but he's just going to run. He's to the 10, to the 5, and he gets taken down about the 2-yard line. Now, how if that was Patrick Mahomes, that was a massive hit on Jake Browning, and he was giving himself up. If that's Patrick Mahomes, then you're getting flagged for unnecessary roughness on the quarterback. But whatever, it's not like it would make any difference. It'd give us an extra yard, I guess. I'm just saying there's a double standard, I'm just saying there's a double standard. I feel like I need to point that out. Well, you know what? Are we going to get some more points on this drive? In a game that I think the Lions pretty much have well wrapped up at this point. Like, Jake Browning, he's going to throw. It's cuts. Now that I don't think was Jake's fault. That was Yoshi wasn't paying attention, and it wasn't the best ball by Jake Browning, but I think Yoshi wasn't looking for it. And when he saw the pass was coming, he wasn't ready for it. So I think Yoshi just needs to have his head on a swivel a little bit more on that play. If Zach is canned at some point, who would you want to be the interim? Al Golden. At Temple and the Ewing College, the latter of which they ran him off. I don't care. He's the interim head coach. I want Al to be the head coach because Al's got experience. Jake Browning's going to throw. He's got T. Higgins. Is that a touchdown? That's a touchdown. Well, that's going to mitigate the score a little bit. With 3 minutes left of the game, maybe Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles. Man, it's like the offense figured it out, kind of. Not really enough, but the offense kind of figured it out. And Jake Browning, I think, now has gotten to the point where he's played himself back into he's not going to lose his job. I think that's all that's really happened in this game is Jake Browning's definitely going to be the quarterback next week. And whether you agree with that or not, I guess is how you can determine whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But Jake Browning's definitely going to be the quarterback next week based off of how he's played in the fourth quarter. How he made it to the fourth quarter shows me that Zach Taylor should be fired. But Evan McPherson kick is up, and that's good. So it's going to be 25-20. I wish it was 25-24, but nope. It's going to be 35-24. And so, barring an absolute miracle, which it would basically take the defense basically getting a 3-and-out here, and then you can maybe get it to a 4-point ball game, and then you still got to hope that you have time on the clock. That's why taking that time out earlier made no sense to me. KGM. Barely, John. This scoreline does not reflect how this game has gone. I'm happy that it's not going to be a complete blowout, but it should have been. It'd be a miracle if we won. Please, for the love of God, get well soon, Joe. Like, we need you so badly, man. And put on some weight, man. You know, try to protect yourself a little bit better. I don't want to blame Joe Burrow entirely for getting hurt, but I do think his, like, stature is part of the problem. I do think he needs to bulk up a little bit. You know, I do think he's a little too used to playing in chaos, and he gets himself in these dumb situations, and it's annoying, and I don't want to blame it all on him by any means, but I do think that there's something he can do to maybe not get injured as much, you know? Do some yoga. Loosen up those ligaments, because it's always ligament issues with him. You know, put some meat on your bones. You know, put some padding in between that and the... Oh, did the Bengals recover? Evan McPherson recovers the onside kick? Because I don't think he got it far enough, but then the Lions basically muffed the onside kick. Now, the question is, did Evan McPherson hold on to it? Lions are saying they have it, but I think Evan McPherson has it. No, they're saying the Lions got it. Damn. Shit, that sucks. I was really excited for a second, man. I was really excited for a second, because that's basically the point you're in. So unless you got a clear recovery, yeah, okay, I see. Evan McPherson never really got control of that ball. He almost did. Can't really expect Evan McPherson to do that. How the fuck Tanner Hudson can't come up with that ball, or anybody else who sees that ball rolling around. Well, that's probably game, guys. Zach Taylor's upset, but, like, if you see the replay, like, that's clearly recovered by the Lions. Damn, man, I was almost happy for a second. I almost felt happiness. Almost. I was so close. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. Just stay caustic, and that makes me feel a little bit better. Or at least not, it doesn't make me feel worse. The Bengals tackle, and it's fucking David Montgomery, I think. Cool. At this point, I might as well just try to punch that ball out. Who cares? Did we take a timeout? I don't even know if we took a timeout or not. I think you got to get rid of Zach, guys. I'm sorry. I am. I'm not sorry to any of you guys, because I know a lot of y'all want him gone, but I am sorry to Zach Taylor, because I've been a big supporter of you for a long time, but after the gutless performance that we've seen over the last 3 weeks, and then, yeah, this was a nice little comeback attempt, but, you know, like, every phase failed when we needed it. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, how can you move forward with Zach Taylor after this? I don't understand how you can move forward with Zach Taylor, and if you can't, then just get rid of him. Put Al Golden in. I'm not saying it's going to fix anything, but there's no point. Like, if this is the way they're going to play, then they have no shot at the playoffs. This is pathetic, is what it is. This is awful. It's going to be a nice play there by Joseph Osai to get a sack on Jared Goff. Hit him in the blind side. Didn't even see that one coming. So the Bengals offense is going to get the ball back, but I'm pretty sure the Lions are going to have an opportunity for a field goal here. Maybe we can block it. Never know. Man, that's crazy. He almost made Jared Goff fumble that ball, too. Just almost couldn't get it done. The Titans won. with a field goal. Wow, 22-21. The Titans pick up their first win of the year. There you go. So I think there's the only winless team left is the Jets. That's crazy. Because a couple of weeks ago, I think we were all saying, like, oh, maybe the Jets are going to be a spoiler team this year. And right now, they're the only winless team left. That's crazy. You could hire the Bears defensive coordinator. He has head coaching experience. Nah. I don't. No. I don't. I think that would make it worse. I know you're joking, first of all. But there's not much you could do to make the situation worse for the Bengals right now. I think hiring Dennis Allen might make it worse. I think that might make it worse. Because, like, I don't think this season's salvageable at this point. But the Joe Burrow era might be salvageable. You know, he just has to stop getting hurt. Maybe next year. But if we hire Dennis Allen, then, like, even if he doesn't stick around for next year, I think Dennis Allen completely destroys the locker room. And it's probably barely hanging by a thread right now. Losing sucks, and this is what this hurts. Like for the football players, for the guys in the locker room, losing sucks, and it's gonna eat away at them all year. So, barring a miracle run at the end of the season or something, like, this is just, like, what do you even do? You're gonna be 2-3 after this, which isn't the worst record anybody's ever had in the history of civilization. But after this, you got to play the Packers. If you're playing like this, I've been saying the Packers don't look great lately, but they look better than the Bengals. The Steelers do look pretty good lately, so yeah, you're gonna be getting them, and that's gonna be tough. You can probably beat the Jets, who are currently the only 0-5 team, but then again, the Bengals right now look as bad as the 0-5 Jets. The Bears, I'd probably beat the Bears. Again, the Steelers, I have no idea how you even think about beating the Steelers. Patriots, probably not the way you're playing, but maybe, who knows. So I guess they must have knocked them back far enough that the Lions have to punt now. So after the 2-minute warning, the Bengals are going to get the ball back. And if they can get a quick score, then it's a close ball game at least. I'm not, and this isn't me trying not to do it. I don't have any hope. Like, it's not just because it could be a close ball game if we get a touchdown here. I'm not feeling hopeful. I'm just not. You know, maybe if they get a touchdown, maybe I will. If they get a quick one, maybe I will. Maybe at that point I will. But right now, I'm not. I mean, they got the ball at the 12-yard line. They're going to have to go the whole damn field. Jake Browning shotgun snap, and he gets sacked for a safety. There you go. There's the hope. It's gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, hope. It's gone. It's over. Fire Zach Taylor. Fire Zach Taylor. Get him out of here. It's over. I'm done. Now, as far as the Bengals' chances of winning this game goes, I don't think that changes a whole lot, right? Because you basically still need 2 touchdowns anyway. You were going to need 2 touchdowns because you were down 4. This makes you down 6. Doesn't really change anything as far as, I mean, it hurts, like, your morale. But it's going to be a punt now, and you're probably going to have better field position, so would you give up 2 points to get better field position than being at that spot? I don't know, maybe. Like, I mean, as much as that sucks to watch, oddly enough, I think the safety might actually be better for the Bengals than the position they were in. So, I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. There's nothing good about this, but that might actually be better than where they were at, because now there's going to be a punt after the safety, and they will probably have better field position than they otherwise were going to have. Oh, do they not even punt now? Wait, the Bengals. Fuck, I forgot the Bengals have. I don't know why I'm stupid. The Bengals have to punt now, so yeah, it's over. It's over, guys. All right, good luck next week. Absolutely, he's a tool bag. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Dennis Allen, I don't know how Dennis Allen, I don't know how you could possibly make anything worse right now. Dennis Allen, I think, makes it worse. Been a pleasure. Good luck with your channel. See you. Go, Pack, go. Try to get a Grossi raid at halftime. I don't think Grossi's going to raid my channel again. He like, the last time he raided the channel, the last 2 times he raided the channel, he recognized me. I think he's, because, like, Grossi doesn't seem to really like doing raids on channels he's raided before. I don't think I'm going to get another Grossi raid. That'd be cool, I guess, but I don't see it happening. Be interesting, though. Chargers put in Trey Lance. Cool. Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah, well, it was already. I didn't. Like you said, I was already an anticlimactic. I was already not feeling any hope. You know, I briefly got there for a minute. But I stuffed it right back down too. I wasn't that close to having hope. I was closer than I wanted to be, but not much. There was this brief little look at this fucking win probability on ESPN. The Lions had at the beginning at 0-0. ESPN was giving the Lions a 78.3% chance to win this game, and it only went up from there. At no point was it ever lower than that. They had it was 7-0, and the ESPN's got them at a 90.6% chance to win this game, right? At no point, I think it briefly dips back down below 80 something. 89.5. David Montgomery's going to take the handoff, and he's just going to run and gets tackled, and I don't fucking care. Jake Browning got Ja'Marr Chase for a 9-yard catch at one point in the second quarter, and that brought that back down below 90%. But at that point, it was never below 90%. But by the Lions were over 99% chance to win this game when it was 28-3. The 28-3 touchdown is when it was 99.5% chance to win this game. And after that, it's like we briefly got a little bit of like a brief spell of like maybe something crazy is going to happen. When Amon-Ra St. Brown got a 7-yard catch. I don't know why that was on first down. Why is that the one that I'm confused? Not too long after that, the Bengals make it a 28-17 game, but then the defense forgot how to play football. So, like, I don't want to be mad at the defense, but, like, when we needed you guys the most, y'all did a great job of, like, keeping us in this game until we needed you the most, and then you fell apart. So, like, I mean, I guess, like, I would fire Zach Taylor and make Al Golden the head coach, but it's not like his guys have been exactly, you know what? Here it is. Here it is. Got the bag on. I was hoping not to have to bust it out this year. Or I guess in my case, make it. I was hoping not to have to make it this year, but yeah. It's paper bag season, y'all. This Bengals team is just, oh my god. This is real bad, guys, and this is a very annoying thing to wear because it's probably way too big for what I probably need a smaller paper bag, but it's what I had. I don't even know where to get a paper bag except for Aldi, so. Mikey's about to go live. All right, well, you have fun, Mikey. I'm about to get out of here. I'm hungry. And go Mighty Ducks, right? Go Cincinnati Mighty Ducks, who don't even exist anymore, but they might have more of a chance of winning a freaking football game than the Bengals do right now, right? Fire Zach Taylor. I'm saying it. I hate it. I'm the guy who put out a video that did quite well, by the way, about how Zach Taylor was a great human being and, a very good head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, and people don't respect him enough. That was years ago. But I'm the guy who put that video out, and I'm saying fire Zach Taylor. How he doesn't get fired after this game is, I don't even know how you look your fan base in the eye after that. I don't know, man. We're 2-3 now. If this football team had any competence or life to it, you'd think that, hey, that sucks, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games without Joe Burrow, and all we got to do is win 5 of them. And in there you play the Jets, Bears, and Patriots. And also the Ravens, who don't look very good. So it's like, if you can steal one win from a good team the rest of the season, then, you can still potentially go 10-7, turn things around, make the playoffs. But I don't believe that they're going to do that. Do you? And I don't understand how you keep Zach Taylor as the head coach, because, like, if there's any chance of that happening, it feels like you've got a better shot at a miracle interim run than you do at Zach Taylor getting it done. I used to be a big Zach Taylor defender too, dude. I was the biggest Zach Taylor defender, by which I mean I was calling for him to be hired at the time. A lot of people in Cincinnati didn't like him because he did a bad job at UC, right? But I was like, no, I like this Zach Taylor guy. He seems to have done a good job with Jared Goff, and I think he could, be a really good guy to pair with Joe Burrow as our next head coach. Or no, not Joe Burrow. Whoever our next quarterback would be. I didn't know it would be Joe Burrow at the time, but I was like, I don't know if I don't know if he's going to turn around Andy Dalton, but I don't think Andy Dalton's going to be the quarterback much longer, and I think Zach Taylor would be a good guy to bring us into our next era. That's what I was saying at the time, and I think I was right at first. I think he was a good guy to bring us into a new era. Unfortunately, he just doesn't seem to be a guy who is able to make that era stick, So I don't know. I'm really hungry though, and I'm tired of looking at this game, the score lines. I'm out of here, y'all. I'll have a recap episode up probably at some point. I don't know. Right now, I need to go eat. I'll see you, and I'll leave y'all, as always, with Who Dey. Yay, Who Dey. Who Dey think gonna beat them Bengals? Not the Jaguars, apparently. Jaguars can't beat us.